for the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
I need your help to get to the year 1985.
You're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Yeah. Fade to Black. Bespoke radio for the masses. How you doing? Ready to go tonight? Well, first off, it's Wednesday, February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. 2018. 45 days into the new year, just 320 days left. We are live from a bunker somewhere in downtown Burbank, California. And I would like to welcome everybody listening all around the world. All across the United States. Hither and thither, to and fro, back and forth, up and down, east and west, north and south. Far and near. This is Fade to Black for KJCR, the Game Changer Network, and KGRA, the Planet. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. What is cracking? How you doing? All right, enough of the up talk. It's Wednesday night. We did this now 2 weeks in a row. Fadernight on Wednesday. It's not a trend. We're not going to do this again for a long time. But we had to do it. So tonight, Fadernight. Open lines all night long. And tonight, what we're going to do, we do it every single year. Tonight is our Conscious Life Expo conference recap special with images, special guests, your phone calls, and it'll be a really special treat for everybody tomorrow on YouTube as well, because all of the images that we will be talking about tonight will be in the YouTube video. The YouTube video, and trust me on this, the YouTube video, you know what it's got? A picture. That's it. Runs for 3 hours, same image. That's it. And, I mean, once in a while, man, probably once every 2 or 3 months, we'll throw some images up in there. But, no, that's it. But tomorrow, we're going to have all of this stuff going, and it'll be really cool. The answer is yes, Rita. The answer is yes. Well, you know what? I'll even text her back. EYES, send. The answer is yes. Did you like how quick I saw that, Rita? That was pretty quick, wasn't it? That was pretty good. Tonight, Fadernight, and so we had to move it from tomorrow night to tonight because Richard Dolan is traveling, so he'll be here with us tomorrow. So tonight's a Fadernight. We're going to do the Conscious Life Expo recap. We've got some friends that will be calling into the show, and so we have that, some surprise guests, and all of the images that we could collect. There's a ton, and it was just a great weekend, so we're going to go through all of that. If you couldn't make it to the conference, if you couldn't watch the live stream, this will be the next best thing, okay? And also for everybody over at the Conscious Life Expo that puts that show on, and I'm talking about Serena and Q and Diana Maxwell and Shima and Matt, who's the manager of the sound and video team. The amount of work that goes on, I'm leaving names off the list. T, Oh, my goodness. How could I forget T? So that the team over there, and this is for them, too, as well, because they put in so much hard work, and everything that they do is behind the scenes. And I want everybody to see how big and how cool and how fun the conference is and what we went through with everybody. Okay? And so for them, the Conscious Life Expo, because next year, I want you to attend the Conscious Life Expo, and you can ask anybody that was there, how cool is it, man? Is it all that? And they're going to tell you. It's amazing. And when I'm trying to, I was talking to T today, and she handles all of the booths and the vendors and stuff. I was talking to her today, and she said, Jimmy, people don't get it, do they? I said, no, they don't. Because she said this was an amazing conference. We exceeded all attendance records that we've ever done. The hotel was completely sold out. The hotel, we're talking about the hotel rooms, completely sold out. All tickets, all events, everything there was sold out. And it started that way Friday afternoon. They started running out of everything. Everything. And she said it's never been like that before. We just broke all of our attendance records. And she said, you're on the radio hyping this up, and you're a great hype guy, Jimmy. You're a great hype guy. But you don't hype it enough, because people get here and they go, Jimmy said it was going to be cool, but I didn't think it was going to be like this. And it's really true. Just imagine 12 to 15,000 people, and this year it was more, in one place at one time, all about consciousness and awakening and UFOs and conspiracies and ancient Egypt and lost history and near-death experiences. It's a massive, massive conference and well put together. So we're going to go through all of that tonight, and I hope everybody gets a feel for it. Tomorrow night, Richard Dolan's going to be here. I just mentioned that. And we are going to discuss Richard's analysis of the Richard Doty surprise phone call that came in a couple of weeks ago. And Richard wanted the opportunity to break that down. And so we're going to do that tomorrow night. And, of course, Tom DeLonge. There's no way that we'll be able to get through tomorrow night's show without a discussion about Tom DeLonge. And Richard's got some thoughts about that, too, as well. He's gone in and done a little bit of research and doing some backdoor research on this. And we'll talk about that, too, tomorrow as well. And there you go. So that's a very special night tomorrow night. All of you requested this. Okay, so we're going to pull that off tomorrow night. Get ready for that. And that'll close out the week. Follow us on Twitter at JChurchRadio, Facebook, YouTube. Everything is Fade to Black. You know what to do. Just head over to JimmyChurchRadio.com, and you'll see everything that you need to click on to follow, like, and subscribe. If you want to hang out tonight in the sandbox, that is hashtag F2B on Twitter. And we use TweetDeck. Get TweetDeck. It'll make your life easy. Hashtag F2B and get your columns going. Any questions or comments during the show tonight? Hashtag F2BQ. 2 Wednesday Fadernights in a row. You're trending. I know, right? What is Doty's motive for calling? Why now? Well, what's your motive for asking that question now, Mark, instead of tomorrow? What's your motive? Jimmy, before you start on the shootings in Parkland, please consider looking into these mass shootings and finding out how many of these shooters were either currently on or had been on psychotropic drugs. Yeah, you think? That is a great point. Great point. And we'll get to that in just a second. You can also email throughout the show, Jimmy at JimmyChurchRadio.com. All right, speaking of Parkland, at least 17 people have been killed, and another 17 have been taken to area hospitals following a shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. The shooting caused numerous fatalities. We still don't know the exact number. The latest number is 17. Law enforcement responded to reports of a shooting at the school shortly before 3 p.m. Fire alarm was pulled. The shooting suspect was identified as Nicholas Cruz. He was a former student, 19 years old, and was taken into custody alive, handcuffed, off of school grounds. The apprehension of him was caught from helicopters. I watched it live here from the bunker. And now, before I get into much more of this, this story is fluid and moving, but Nicholas Cruz was taken alive. I did see a few reports today from students, and I'm sure you guys caught some of this, about they knew when the shooting kicked off, they knew it was Nicholas, and he had been expelled from the school a year ago. But they knew right away. And another student said that there were rumors going around the school because they were prepping for a mass shooting and they were going to have, a mass shooting drill, right? Or maybe they had it or they were going to have it. And the rumors were going around the school before today that it was in preparation for this kid, Nicholas. Yeah. Pretty weird. And all I have to say is if everybody knew, at least all the students, why didn't any of the students speak to the staff or the police? And if they did, why didn't the staff at the school or the police respond and go to his house and find these guns? Apparently it was all over social media. Everybody knew. Everybody knew this was coming, apparently. So that's what I've gathered so far. And I just find that a little weird, a little twisted, why there was no reaction. So did someone say Beaver? No. Leave it to Beaver. There you go. Man, those were the days. That was a good show. Barbara Billingsley, Hugh Beaumont. Barbara Billingsley, I don't know if she's still with us, but she owns a golf course right down the street here called Billingsley's. Yep, it's called Billingsley's. It's par 3 right next to the airport there, and it's cool. It's a nice place. It's all right. Little par 3 9-hole, and great little clubhouse that says Billingsley's on it. It's pretty cool. All right, don't forget, everybody, to sign up for our Soul Tech Gathering. It's up at East City Ranch this August 9th through the 12th. All you have to do is go to soultechgathering.com. The links are over at jimmychurchradio.com. We've got banners up and everything. It's all over there. And there you go, soultechgathering.com. All of our speakers are listed. The events, how we're going to do this, is all laid out right there with the schedule. And what was I going to say? The one thing, and we're going to be talking about the Conscious Life Expo all night tonight during our recap. But the Soul Tech Gathering is going to be all about teaching and learning and getting your education on. That's what it's about. Okay, we're going to have stuff going on in groups, large groups, break it down, small groups, classrooms. Nothing but learning, and it is just going to be an amazing weekend. We've got music. We've got events for nighttime. We have, of course, we're going to be doing sky watching for 3 or 4 nights. Bigfoot. We're going to be doing everything up there as far as activities go. And if you want to break away from the classes and you want to skip school, it's East City Ranch. You can walk and just go out and discover and see things. It's a wonderful, wonderful place where magic happens. So get ready. Soul Tech Gathering. It's going to be so cool. And now I want you to note a few things as you contemplate how to do this and how to pull this off. All meals are provided, right? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Even on Monday, the day that everybody departs, breakfast on Monday morning, and then you can bid your farewells. Okay, so all your food is there. Your lodging is there. Everything you're going to pull in and stay. You don't have to worry about a thing. Where do we eat? We got that covered. Where do we sleep? We got that covered. What are we going to do? We got that covered. Dude, not included. Dude, not included. What is not included, Rita? Oh, yes. I get that. They'll find out. I'm not sure what Rita says not included in price. There's lots of things that you just need to go and check it out, because if you're camping and you're taking care of your own food, but all the options are there, okay? And you don't have to leave, okay? The SoulTechGathering.com is the website. All right, where am I at? Our next event, by the way, right before Soul Tech, Rita just said, stop repeating my messages. Rita, I can't. Okay, you're sending me that, and I don't know, and you're asking me to correct, so I am going to attempt to correct. And, okay, so it's that simple. And also, make the text a little more clear. What is not included in price? Okay, I have no idea. I don't. Go to the website, you guys, you'll figure it out. All right, where am I at? Our next event will be June 1st through the 4th, 2018, will be at Contact in the Desert in Indian Wells, Palm Springs, California, at the Renaissance Resort and Spa. Again, contactinthedesert.com. The banners and links are over at jimmychurchradio.com. That is a full 4-day conference. Again, everything is going on. 40, 50, 60 speakers, just like last year. I believe the number is that. It's a big list. And they've got a schedule up already. You can go and check that out. But it is a genuine world-class 5-star resort and spa right in the heart of Palm Springs. It's absolutely beautiful. Go and check out the pictures in the rooms. It's incredible. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast. We have over 800 archive shows. $2 a month. Click on the banners over at jimmychurchradio.com. You can also become a Fadernight over in our membership section on the site. You get a bunker cam, commercial-free, downloadable archives. And if you get the Game Changer, you get Fade to Black gear. You can get an autographed hat and T-shirts. You get a private email to me, the bunker cam. It's all right there. Pick what you think. Pick your poison. That's it. Pick your poison. Let's get this show cracking. Happy birthday to today. Peter Gabriel is... Oh, that's yesterday. I didn't do my birthdays today. I didn't do my history today. I was too busy editing. Oh, man. Going through all of these photographs today. I spaced on everything. So, there you go. That's what you call live radio. I thought I was ready. I went back and double-checked stuff and didn't get it done. Now, okay, so tonight it's a Fader night, and we had to move it to tonight because Richard Dolan is traveling. He will be our guest tomorrow night. And tomorrow we're going to be talking about Richard Doty's surprise phone call. Tonight's going to be open lines. We've got special guests all night lined up, and we're going to be doing a Conscious Life Expo recap special with tons of images that we have from the conference and open lines all night long. If you attended the Conscious Life Expo and you were there, call in. Want to hear from you. It was a great weekend. What was special for you? What speaker stood out? What did you learn? So I would love to hear from you, and so would the audience. So if you were there, give us a call. And if you weren't there, you can still call in. It's still open lines. All right? Now, in some of these images tonight, I've been talking about Tom DeLonge at the beginning of the last 3 shows. Combined with there was this thing going on. I was looking through these images today, and you know what, Rita? Let's kick things off if you can. Post the pictures of the Ancient Aliens panel of myself and William and Linda and who else? I think Corey's in a couple of shots, and somebody from the audience has before the show was up talking to William and myself. Post those pictures if you could. Post those pictures. I want to get those up there first, and I want to show everybody what was going on there, because this, I had some other ones too. I don't know if we're going to get those up there, and I don't know how to do them out of sequence. But I had researchers coming up left and right going, dude, Richard Doty. Dude, Tom DeLonge. Richard Doty, say it ain't so. Tom DeLonge, say it ain't so. I had researchers coming up, and this is the point that I want to drive home to DeLonge directly and to this audience. The response back that I got from To the Stars Academy, which was, oh, man, calm down, big nothing burger. Man, we addressed this. We knew about this a long time ago. We've moved on, right? Okay. Thinking that their post that was back on January 23rd, which, by the way, was just, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, was enough to alert the entire community about what happened. And as it turns out, it was not. Different major researchers and authors in our community were coming up and asking me this. Is it true that Tom DeLonge, in his press conference back in October, showed our community a helium balloon and called it a UFO? Is that true? I've heard these rumors. And I was like, you didn't know about that? No. And it's going around that you posted about it and David talked about it. Stillness of the storm, that they posted about. Is this really true? And I had to take a step back. And I said, this is the exact problem here. This is the exact problem. Tom DeLonge doesn't think it's a big deal. And let me tell you what is a big deal. A big deal to the UFO community is a balloon. We've been dealing with that ridicule forever. Forever. Swamp gas, weather balloon, And we're tired of it. And then you want to turn around and post a picture of a party balloon and try to pawn that off on us as a UFO, and that you guys are expert researchers from the CIA, Skunk Works, and the Department of Defense, and you guys know what's going on. What does that say about you and your respect to this community? And if you think that it's just going to go away, it is not. And the shock and awe that was going around with everybody, and today, as I was looking at these images, there it was. There it was. It was just one image after another, and I know exactly what was being talked about in that pic at that moment, which was DeLonge in the helium balloon. DeLonge in the helium balloon. So it's not going to go away. This community is who got so excited about disclosure and what DeLonge did, and turn around and find out that To the Stars Academy is a bunch of inept doofuses that don't know anything about anything. Now, I look, and I'm being serious here. You can't be Steve Justice from Skunk Works and say you're all that. You can't be Chris Mellon from the CIA and say you're all that. You can't be Luis Elizondo from the Department of Defense investigating the threat of UFOs. You can't be those people and at the same time not know the difference between a helium-filled party balloon and an actual UAP or UFO. And turn around and tell us, well, we didn't catch it. It was somebody on our team, some low-level, lackey that was just putting the presentation together, and we didn't catch it. That is the weakest excuse possible. And to say later, oh, well, we knew about it, but that's the weakest excuse possible. Possible. And everything that followed, the two videos that followed, and all of everything that happened on December 16th and all of the mass media, as cool as that was, matters not. You didn't have those videos during the press conference. You didn't show those videos at the press conference. What you showed us and your stockholders and shareholders, potential shareholders, was a helium-filled balloon. And that's the end of the story. This community will never let that go. That's the truth. And in these images, it was discussed all weekend long. Why? Because this community and the 10,000, 15,000 people at this conference just found out about it this weekend. The 1 or 2 or 3 in this community that has responded to me, well, yeah, man, I saw his release on that, and they kind of explained it. No, they didn't. Well, no, I guess you're right. They didn't explain it. No, they didn't. They didn't cop to anything, and they didn't apologize to this community and down on bended knees. So now what do we do? And this is the point. After all of this, for this community, the next stuff, the next round, the next batch of stuff that Delonge releases, this community is going to step back and wait. It's not going to be that excitement. If it would have been the other way around, everything that To the Stars was going to unroll and everything in the mass media, raw team, it would have been right there. It would have been right there. It's not that kind of party now. It's simply not. Now we're going to sit back and we're going to question everything. I don't know. And powers of suggestion would probably push this agenda forward. But I don't know if the FTC shouldn't be interested in this. In the representation of one thing, of a UFO, that's questionable right there, to say invest into our company because of this UFO. But it's not a UFO, it's a helium-filled balloon, and you're taking, I mean, where is the disclosure on that? Where is the vetting? Where is the honesty? I don't feel that there. So there may not be a To the Stars in a month or two. Why? Because of a helium-filled balloon. Think about that. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight, when you see some of these pictures here, you see me talking to certain people, you know what we were talking about. Tonight, Conscious Life Expo recap. We've got tons of images, a special guest all night long, taking your phone calls. It's open lines. It's Fadernight, and we've got lots of stories to tell. I'll be right back. On the Game Changer Network and KGRA, The Planet. Happy Valentine's Day. I'll be right back.
You're listening to Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
Fade to Black will now pause for alien identification.
The station that talks the net. KGRA Radio. When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Yes, River Moon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. Go Beckley Teppy.
Natural Health Solutions with Chris and Ronnie.
Hey, Ronnie, how you doing?
Great, Chris.
Now, you're the CEO of GetTheTea.com, right?
Yes, I am.
What is getthetea.com? I mean, is this tea you buy in a store?
Well, no, it's not. Life Change Tea is just that. Life-changing. Life Change Tea is an herbal tea that gently cleanses your body from intruders.
What do you mean by intruders?
Well, intruders are toxins, chemicals, GMOs, heavy metals, and more. They're in our food, in our water, in our air we breathe.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
And Life Change Tea will help you with removing these, as you say, intruders?
That's right, Chris.
Are there side effects with this tea?
Well, you might lose a little weight. When you clean your colon, you lose weight, you feel better, and you have more energy.
Wow. Ronnie, where can people purchase Life Change Tea?
Oh, that's easy. GetTheTea.com. That's GetTheTea.com.
Ronnie, I want to thank you for being on the show. People, don't forget, GetTheTea.com.
9 out of 10 geneticists agree.
Fade to Black is not your father's radio show on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, The Planet.
Win big with KGRA this summer. Tickets and hotel accommodations to the biggest conferences, autographed books and DVDs, chances to win all-inclusive conference cruises, and private dinners with your favorite KGRA hosts. Click the contest tab at kgraradio.com for your chance to win big this summer. Your contact for the best alternative talk radio on the planet. kgraradio.com.
Hi, this is Rob Reiner from Anvil, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
What's up? I'm Chris. What up? This is Kyle Massey, and you're listening to Jimmy Church Radio.
All right, welcome back. Fade to Black. Tonight's our Fader night. Tomorrow night, which is normally Fader night, Richard Dolan's going to be here tomorrow night. We're going to talk about that Richard Doty surprise phone call that came into Fade to Black a couple of weeks ago. We're going to break that down tomorrow night. Maybe a little Tom DeLonge as well. That'll be tomorrow. But tonight is Fader night. I want to say, out of the gate, happy Valentine's Day to everybody. We are going to do a Conscious Life Expo recap all night long. We have got about 100 images or so collected from everybody out there, ourselves included, and we're going to go through that tonight, image by image, and tell some funny stories and some great stories. A lot of stuff went down over the weekend. And so, first up out of the gate tonight, our good friend, the one and only, Mr. David Wilcock. David, how are you, man?
Hey, I'm doing really good, Jimmy. How are you?
Have you recovered?
Oh, not really. You just gotta. I'm one of those people who can sleep anytime, day or night. So I'm just knocking out sleep cycles whenever I feel like it at this point.
No, what you're saying is you're sleeping during the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a long 4 days for everybody, and the speakers and yourself and like where I had stuff going on for 3 days, you had stuff going on for 4. It's a long day for everybody. The conference definitely gets every penny out of us, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, when you do an event like this, they book you as much as they can because they're, getting one of their headliners, and so
that's it, man. That's it.
I was 8 o'clock every night, 4 nights in a row.
Yep. And
plus, I had the George Noory panel on Saturday, which I didn't even know until I was going to something else, and they're like, "Oh, you're supposed to be down there."
Oh, I got to tell that story. Yeah, I will tell that story in a minute. But I wanted to start off with Happy Valentine's Day, my friend.
Well, thank you.
And so, Valentine's Day is special, man. And I Facebooked out this morning a whole slew of, I love my wife. We're spending the day together today to prep for the show tonight to make sure it's special. And then after the show is a special dinner. And, it posted a couple of pictures. But, we always have that. And people, they see that and then they think about their significant other. And, it's like warm vibes all around.
Well, this is the first Valentine's Day in which I am happily married, Jimmy.
You're happily married. So you spent the day with your wife and the woman that you love.
Yes.
That's it. Awesome. And her name is Beth, everybody. So are you guys after you hang up with me, are you going out to dinner?
Actually, we did that yesterday when we got back from the conference. Today we're just kind of taking it easy and not having a big drama or anything.
Right. Well, okay. You did get her a card, though.
She got me a card, and I kind of forgot it was Valentine's Day.
Man, as a husband, David, let me give you a tip. The first year, you can't forget. The second year is when all of that stuff kicks in. Happy Valentine's Day to you and Beth, man. Happy Valentine's.
I think a part of it was just the raw distraction. Like it's a very, very long weekend, and
I know.
It's tough to keep these things straight.
I know. And she looked great there, and so did you. Now, let's change gears for a second. For you, I'm going to throw you under the bus a little bit, but most people know what I'm about to say or understand it, which is this year you were dapper 4 nights in a row. You were dapper. Normally, David is wearing Birkenstocks, a pair of shorts, a shirt from the bottom of the hamper, wrinkled bachelor wear. But this year, you were dapper, man. Wore a tuxedo one night. I'm looking at you here at the Ancient Aliens panel. You had a very nice suit on. George Noory and the other, you just had a suit on every single day, and you looked really, really good.
Well, thank you. It definitely helps having a positive, supportive partner, and she helps dress me. So I guess that's.
Hey, admit it. Rita lays out my clothes for me. I'm just telling you right now. If I make an attempt to pick out my own stuff and lay it out, something's getting changed. She's going to pull something out. Not that shirt, you doofus. You're wearing this shirt. Oh, yeah, okay. So that's just the way it is, man. Just go with it.
The shirt I wore on your panel, she had specifically bought for me that day, saying, you need to be in this shirt. So that's how it went down.
Well, you look good, and now the panels were all great. Now for you, okay, let me tell the one story about the George Noory panel. So George is stressing out. He's backstage. He's got 9 panelists. 8 have shown up. There's no David. George is coming back and going, okay, church man, call Wilcock. I know you got his number. So I'm calling David on my cell phone. It's not going through at the hotel. I'm texting him. It's not going through. Or if it's going through, David's not responding. So then George goes, okay, we're going to start the panel without him, and he'll show up. I said, he's on his way. I acted like you responded back. He goes, he's on his way, George. Okay. So boom, starts the panel, da-da-da. I'm done. I go up on stage. I'm walking out the door. I'm leaving. David, what happens next?
It was very bizarre. At the exact moment that I was coming up to the door, to open the door to go into the room, the door opened, and it was you opening the door.
Leaving.
Like perfectly timed synchronicity down to the split second. And then you just looked at me like, where are you?
And
grabbed my arm,
I grabbed
me into the room.
I grabbed David's arm, and I go, come on, man, let's go. And I pulled you in. That was pretty funny, but it was really like, let's not delay this. So I grabbed David by the arm and I pulled him into the, it's sold out. There's 1,000 people in there, and I walked past Tommy Danheiser, who was talking on the microphone. He was sitting at a table. I go, Tommy, mic. Grabbed the mic from him and turned around. And what did I say to the audience?
I found him.
Ladies and gentlemen, I found David Wilcock and brought him up on the stage. But that was hilarious, man. And we did that with you. And actually, we had a couple of things with Corey, too. But we did that with you, it seemed like all weekend. It was a lot of fun.
Well, I had gone by what people had told me in letters and what was on the schedule on the web. And I had a Gaia interview with Jaime Maussan that was scheduled right then. And I got down to the interview on time, and then they tell me about this panel, and I was like, well, nobody told me I was on a panel, So there had been no communication. And so it's not like it for me to ever just not show up for something. It literally was a situation where I just had no idea what was happening.
Yeah, and then there's the other part, too, as well. There's 15,000 people that attend this conference. So it's very difficult to negotiate the hallways and get up and down and elevators and make your way through. And people are pulling at you left and right. You can never make a clean shot through a room.
Oh, yeah. It is the biggest event all year.
Yeah, it's huge.
And there are times where you have to have selective amnesia because, all I hear everywhere I go is the word David. And if I'm trying to get somewhere at the last minute, you can't stop.
No, you can't. You can't stop.
Going.
Well, now, looking back on the weekend, what makes Conscious Life Expo so special for you? This is a main event for you, that and Contact in the Desert, of course. But what makes Conscious Life Expo so special?
Well, this is the 13th year that I've done it, and it's very interesting because I not only began my time in Hollywood being here. I met a film producer the very first year I did it in 2005, and we had a meeting the following morning after he met me, and he had said, if we took what you just did and make it into a movie, it would be totally amazing. And by the following morning, I was ready to move to Los Angeles from Kentucky, where I was at the time. And he told me that would be necessary, and that's how I ended up out here. And the movie is still being worked on, but we are hopefully getting to another rewrite soon that might be able to actually get it to be sold. It's been a very difficult, complex journey with the film as we've watched the whole film industry really collapse during that time.
Right.
Much, much, much harder to go into development now than it used to be.
What at the beginning of the Ancient Aliens panel, we did a special tribute to Jim Mars and John Anthony West, and to lose these two guys so close together, really hit our community hard. But what went through your mind as we went through that special tribute, thinking about John Anthony West and Jim Mars?
It was a very deep sadness, and we really don't have younger people who are becoming the kind of iconic personalities in our field that they have been. So it's a very strange feeling because it's not like there's not this rush of obvious new talent to fill the niches that they provided. They're both such legendary people who've made legendary contributions and really changed the narrative for us. So I hope that as time progresses that more folks will really start to make themselves clear as the luminaries that will keep this torch going.
That's last night we did a special tribute to Jaws, and we had Robert Schock on the show and Chance Gardner, who is the director of Magical Egypt, both series 1 and 2. And they both of them independently brought up a very interesting point, that John Anthony West at that time, and continued to, but at that time, there was nobody ruffling those feathers like they were when it came to Giza. And, there was alternative research going on. That's certainly not the point that I'm making. But the way that he did it and went about it and getting Schock involved, with the Sphinx and the dating, that really there was nobody else doing it. And what's going to happen now? And you just brought up the same exact point.
Well, it is an interesting subject, because that data came into fruition and really was at its peak in the late 1990s, right as I was having my awakening experiences and was reading, I read 300 books beginning in 1993 on the subject. And then I got out of college in 95, and it was right around then that the whole, Robert Bauval, Graham Hancock, John Anthony West, Robert Schoch, all that stuff was really kind of becoming known to everyone. And I was so thrilled about it, and I'm very grateful that I had time to consider John Anthony West my friend and interview him on panels and so forth. Because he was really one of the key elements in that whole thing.
When okay, you know what? I don't want to stay on the subject. I want to move on because we could talk about this for the next 3 hours, and some of the things that you said that night on the Ancient Aliens panel about the new chamber and the stuff that was going on in the early 1900s, 1930s, and the research that was going on out there on the plateau showed me at that moment and the audience and the live stream your knowledge, man, and your research into Giza is not fluff. You've spent a lot of time on it, and you stopped me. You stopped me in my tracks, and that doesn't happen often. I like to walk around thinking I'm the Egypt dude, and and that was really, really cool and very impressive.
I did read every book that was available in the library on these subjects.
Well, and apparently memorized them.
Yeah. If I'm interested in something, I have a pretty darn good memory.
Yeah, that was impressive, David. That was impressive. Okay, let's move on. Let's go to let's see. Let's go to when I had you and Corey, and then you were before it was Corey. Okay, so on Sunday I introduced you and Corey, and again sold out. And what I did notice, and I walked around and I introduced you all weekend long, so I got to see the rooms and how things were. But I also introduced so many other speakers. Every room, David, was sold out. Every room was standing room only. It didn't matter if it was one of the smaller rooms or if it was any of the big rooms. Did you get the same feeling there? I mean, the ginormity of the crowds this year was packed.
Yeah, it's a funny thing, and this is not bragging, but it is a fact that essentially every event like this that I do, they end up having more sales on my events than any of the other events they have. I get these standing room only crowded scenes, and some of the organizers complained about the fact that they don't really get that with anybody else. So I'm glad to hear this year that it was happening, that everybody was showing up for these various events.
And why do you think that is? Because I noticed it. It was the lines and the enthusiasm. What makes this year different?
Well, I think this is the year of disclosure, and it's really happening. We're looking at the cabal coming unraveled before our eyes. Mass arrests, 13,000 indictments taking place, 13,000 slots being cleared up in Guantanamo for prisoners. We can prove that now. So the connections are very obvious. There's something magical going on, magical for most of us, and it involves the takedown of the deep state. No question.
And the other part for me is that the Conscious Life Expo, conspiracies, UFOs, and lost history and ancient history, the things that you and I talk about most and what I deal with on the show is one thing. The Conscious Life Expo is also about awakening and enlightenment. And that part of the crowd may not know about anything that you talk about. But even that part of the conference elevated this year, too, as well. So is that signaling people that more people are interested in consciousness and what is going on with our planet than ever before? They had told me, I was just talking to them today about ticket sales, that 30%, I think it was 30%, it was 40% on another statistic, were first-timers at the Conscious Life Expo.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and the same thing with the vendors. It was the same number with the vendors. They had the same amount, the same vendors that were there last year, and but 40% of the vendors this year. That's how many more vendors they had. They had to get more booth space.
There were a great number of speakers who I had never seen before. Also,
yeah, same for me.
It was interesting to see all these people showing up and having something to say.
Yeah, well, Teresa Yanaros was there. Jason Quitt was there. And both of their presentations packed.
Wow.
Yeah. And William Henry, who has been there every year, but, I'll walk into William Henry's thing to go and introduce him. Packed. Just packed.
That's great.
Yeah, so impressive. Now, okay, so this is what I wanted to ask you. So when I introduced you, which I did that last year too as well. Do you find that your material, the stuff that you're speaking about, that this year was it a completely fresh, clean plate, as opposed to, sometimes you're speaking about stuff that you were covering before, maybe a little bit, but you're speaking 4 times over the weekend. You're not doing a repeat performance every night, and you're certainly not regurgitating anything, right? You've got all fresh material.
I have to. By the time it got to the Monday night event, which has a smaller crowd, the majority of the people at that event are people who are coming to every event that I do.
Right.
And they need to see something they haven't already seen, and with the fact that I have 2 different shows every week on Gaia, half an hour a week, it does get harder and harder to come up with something new that people don't already know. But I managed to do it, and I always do it.
You want to take some phone calls?
Well, I actually have my wife here, and I think...
bring her on.
Okay, well, Beth, pick up the phone.
Hi, Jimmy.
Hi, Beth. Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you. To you, too.
What'd you think of the weekend?
I love it. I just love being around so many people like that, and... we don't get to be around a lot of people. We live on top of a mountain, pretty isolated.
Well, you got to see me introduce David all weekend long, and you were sitting in the front row. How does that make you feel when you see your husband walk out on stage and you're listening to the audience like that?
Really proud. I love it.
Yeah. And he said that you laid out his clothes.
Of course. You saw his outfits for the last, few years.
Yeah, well, what was funny is I was looking at some of the posts. Yes, Rita, phone calls. If you can post that up on Twitter for me. 323, I need to use this phone line, everybody. 323-275-9695. That is the phone bank that is open. 323-275-9695. Back to this. I was watching some of the posts because I popped up a picture of David in his tux, and he looked all serious and good. And it really surprised me how people noticed, what, man, no sandals? No shorts?
I remember one contact in the desert, he wore a shirt, and it literally had like a big rip in the back where you could see in and everything. And I mean, I don't really mind it, but I like him in tuxes and nice suits. I think he looks really handsome, and so I like to see him dressed like that.
There you go. Don't be so excited, Beth. Perk up. Yeah, it was an exhausting weekend, but that expo, that conference, what makes it special for you? Because I mean, I know what it does for me. I like the openness and the awakening, and how everybody has just this amazing open attitude. What makes Conscious Life Expo so special for you?
Well, I like to see a lot of my friends. I know a lot of people here, and I get to see people I don't see for years at a time. And I get to see David shine. I don't get to see him do that much. Just a couple times a year, see him on stage.
Right.
Sounds like he got a phone call, and it's really beautiful because he's brilliant on stage, and he really shines there. And a part of him comes out that you don't see that often. And I always learn something new because we don't talk about that kind of stuff usually.
Right.
You know?
Well, I've got time for one phone call before we hit the break here. So hang on. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling? Okay, nobody is there. Okay, pull David back on the phone, Beth, so I can say goodnight.
No, we're both here, yeah.
Okay, all right. Happy Valentine's Day to the both of you, and it was great seeing you this weekend. And this year, the expo for us was it just seemed like it was a positive vibe, and it was exceptional. And that's the way that I came through it. And you guys were there with us, and just thank you for everything. And I hope the conference was just as special for you as it was for everybody attending.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Okay, I'll see you guys. I got to head to a break. Be safe and
great.
Be well.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Enjoy the rest of your Valentine's Day.
All right, we will. Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Beth. And all right, I'm going to take a quick break. It'll be open lines from here on out. We've got a couple of special guests that will be calling in, but 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695. We are doing Fadernight tonight, everybody. Tomorrow night, Richard Dolan is going to be here, and we're going to talk about that Richard Doty phone call. And tonight is Fadernight, so we're going to do a recap of the Conscious Life Expo all night long, taking your phone calls. We have tons of images lined up. It's going to be a great night. Stay with us. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Network and KGRA, The Planet. I'll be right back.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station, Salt Lake City, Utah, Van Buren, Arkansas. Hello, Fadernauts. This is Jimmy Church, and I'm introducing New Pharma, a company whose products are based on science. Human function based on the endocannabinoid system, or ECS. New Pharma firmly believes in this science, and their research indicates that support of the ECS provides the beneficial effects for a healthy lifestyle. New Pharma's science includes relief capsules for pain relief, sleep capsules, which are natural support for occasional sleeplessness. Foundation is support for your ECS, and Fit capsules support your active lifestyle. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2B for a 33% discount on all of their products. Or visit newpharma.com for all of the knowledge on the science. That's GNUpharma.com. Go Beckley Tappy.
You're listening to my main man, Jimmy Church, on jimmychurchradio.com.
Hi, this is Ray Hobbs here, repping the planet, and you're listening to my good friend, Jimmy Church, Fade to Black, on the Game Changer Network and the KGRA Digital Broadcast Station.
This is Toby Kebbell. You're listening to jimmychurchradio.com. Don't hurt me, Jimmy. I'm only little.
Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier.
And this is Ari Gold.
We're the Honey Brothers. We're of the Honey Brothers. Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier.
And I'm Ari Gold.
We're the Honey Brothers.
And you're listening to Jimmy Church.
The Revolution.
Ancient Life Oil. Life-changing. The real oil. CBD is truly Ancient Life Oil from the source. This oil has no psychoactive effect and is also legal in all 50 states. When you're healthy, you're happy. The truth about this wonderful plant is that it wants to give back to mankind life, longevity, and happiness. Ancient Life Oil are golden grade, all organic, non-GMO, and infused with high-quality liquid coconut oil. It's simple. Just go to ancientlifeoil.com today. That's ancientlifeoil.com. The best purest, organic, and non-GMO CBD in the world. Go Beckley Tappy. The statements made regarding these products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Please consult your healthcare professional about potential interactions or other possible complications before using any product.
This is Micah Hanks of the Gralien Report, and you're listening to Jimmy Church on Fade to Black, across the globe on the Game Changer Radio Network and the one and only KGRA Radio, The Planet.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Fadernight. It's tonight, not tomorrow night. Okay, so tonight is Wednesday. It's Fadernight. That's simple. Open lines all night long. We're gonna do it complete. We're gonna have the Conscious Life Expo conference recap special. That's what we're doing tonight. I just retweeted a ton of pics. Rita's getting everything out here in Twitter. And so I'm going to back up here and just describe to everybody really quick what you're seeing. That first shot that Rita sent out, that is me before maybe 15 minutes before they opened up the doors for the Ancient Aliens panel. And I think that was taken by Brad Harris. Thank you, Brad. These next shots were of me during the panel walking behind everybody, taking shots of the audience, just goofing around. Here's David in his tux. This next shot, it's really good. It's Corey Good, David in the middle, and William Henry and Linda Moulton Howe. Oh, you can't see Linda, but William and Corey are just watching and listening to David as he was speaking about something, but it really caught everybody's attention, and it's really cool. This shot that Brad captured of both of them looking at David as he spoke. This next shot was from the podium, and you can see the Jim Mars fedora and the John Anthony West fedora, and there's Linda Moulton Howe, William Henry, Corey Good, and David Wilcock. And but there are the two empty chairs, and I thought that really captured the moment, so I actually took that shot. And these other two shots are Corey and I was getting ready to introduce Corey. So this is right before we walked down. This is a little backstage shot, pretty funny. And Rita posted both of them. Thank you, Rita. And so that's what those are. Now, this is one of my favorite shots. This is the River Moon Coffee Fade to Black booth. And this is Julia from River Moon Coffee. And she worked her butt off all weekend and just knew so much about the products and our relationship between the two companies. And she was just absolutely incredible. And she worked so hard. And Rita and I witnessed the effort that she put in. It is not easy. You can see our booth was beautiful, by the way. And this is half of it. This is the River Moon Coffee half. But I just want to give very, very, very special props and thank you to Julia for everything that she did all weekend long. And this, but what makes this shot really cool, if you look close, I'm holding the Fade to Black cold brew bottle, and I'm opening it. You can see me opening it with my thumb. And I went through about 6 of these a day. This is probably my first one. But this is me stealing a bottle of the Fade to Black cold brew. Juanita and Jeff, thank you for everything that you guys did. It was just absolutely incredible. And that cold brew coffee was delicious. And so that's what makes that shot so special. The next picture here, and I'm getting to the calls in a second, so if you're on hold, stay right there. This next shot, that's Brian Engelman of American Network and the New American Network. And there it is. And this was shot by Brad with a fisheye lens. And with my shameless promotion of Fade to Black with the Fade to Black coffee mugs. But what a great shot. Brad, that is just a really, really cool shot. Great interview with Brian. He knows his stuff. And there you go. All right, and that's the latest from Rita. We'll go through some more here in just a second. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, I'm talking to Ju.
Hi, Jimmy. It's Janine.
Hi, Janine. How are you?
Hey, thanks for that great hug the other night. That was super.
Oh, it was so great for you to come up and catch me like that. It was just so much fun to meet you.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I missed out on meeting Rita. I had some. It was a real challenge for me when I went downstairs Saturday night. I just got walloped with energy like I've never been hit before. I just wasn't used to. It's been a long time since I've been around that many people, and such a mix of energies. But it was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah, I was watching your pictures. You were all over the place.
Yeah, well, I went to a few things, but what was really funny was Monday night in David's Ascension in the Afterlife talk, he made mention of some lady over to the side drinking a big glass of wine, and she said, "This is my birthday." And then he said something about, well, heck, marijuana's legal in L.A. I don't see anybody in here with that. And I couldn't help it. I whipped my vape pen out of my purse and started waving it around. Right. So when you see that talk on the live stream, you'll see him pointing to someone in the audience. That's me.
Oh,
you won't see the audience. You won't see me and my vape pen, but that's me that he's pointing to. It was it was like a reflex action. I just picked it up and waved it around. It's legal. I don't think I got in trouble.
No, it's legal now. Rita and I, we were walking through the hotel. And every turn you smelled weed.
Oh yeah, yeah. I tried to be careful and just keep it to my room or in the bathroom. I didn't. Because there's vent fans going on in the bathroom. I didn't want to offend anybody,
Well, it's legal
Some people
now.
are sensitive.
Well, Janine, really quick before I let you go, I don't know what's going on with. Do you have me on speakerphone?
Yeah.
Yeah, take me off a speaker. You can't do that.
Okay. How's that?
Okay. There.
Okay.
See now? Yes. Okay.
Now you can hear me?
Yeah.
What did you miss from earlier?
No, I got everything, Janine. Don't you worry about that. It was me that was speaking twice. So, the Conscious Life Expo, it's all that, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. It's big. I think if I go again, I'm going to go with somebody. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's kind of, it was good. It was important for me to go by myself this time. I'm coming up out of years and years of being laid back with illness. I had chronic pancreatitis for 9 years, and I had a botched gastric bypass in 2003 that left me with chronic pancreatitis. So I don't think very favorably of weight loss surgery clinics now.
There you go. Well, and I understand that, but just let me say this. It was great seeing you, and I'm glad you had an amazing time this weekend. And we'll see you at the next one.
Yeah, me too. And I'm hoping to make it to Soltech, too.
Oh, you will. We'll see you
That'll be a little bit more intimate group.
It's going to be, yeah, that's, that we're doing that one for you. So we'll see you there, okay?
Oh, okay. Okay, great. Thanks, Jimmy.
All right, Janine. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. It was so great seeing her. And she came running up and threw me the hug. And it was really, really, really cool. Now, continuing, I'll get to the more phone calls in a second. If you're on hold, just stay right there. I want to keep up with the photographs Rita is posting. There is an amazing photograph that I just retweeted of Lisa Frith and William Henry. Look at that. Lisa and William. And what's really cool about this photograph, well, one, you can't see William's famous necklace. That's one thing. But that is Lisa, and she is the one that gave me Jose, the skull. There it is. And that was gifted to me from Lisa. So there's Lisa, and as always, she's the first person we see at every conference we go to over all these years. It's Lisa who was first, and of course this year was no exception. Next up is a picture of Michelle Harris and Holly Marie. Look at that. Look at those smiles on those two. And, of course, that's Brad's wife, Michelle, and that's Mark Walsh's wife, Holly. And they're two of our great friends right there on the show floor. And like I said, just amazing smiles, amazing people. And what a great weekend we spent with them. With that, let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, this is Kellen William.
Hey, Kellen, how are you?
Doing well. I'm so excited for Brother David and Sister Beth. It's like the magic has grounded. The light has won.
Yeah.
It's official.
Yeah,
the energy is, it's better than it's ever been. I mean, literally, every day, it's better than it's ever been. I just feel like we've really grounded. You know, I'm the guy that was watching David in 2008 on YouTube, like, oh my God, somebody actually gets this stuff.
Right.
And now, you know, it's like we're all grown up now. Like, I'm grounded. You know, I'm a landowner. This American dream is manifesting, and I am so excited.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I hope everybody else is too. And they will catch up and understand what's happening later, but God bless you, David. God bless you both. Thank you for your service. Jimmy, love the show. I'll let you go.
Did you go to
Thanks for everything. Love you guys.
Okay, did you go to Conscious Life Expo?
2 years ago, I did. I got to shake David's hand. He's the real deal. That's when I met Corey Good to see if he's the real deal. And, you know, that's a big deal. He was dropping some big stuff. And I can tune into it. You know, I'm a Violet Ray. I can do these things. But the people need to know these guys are coming forward, and now's the time. And, you know, I'm a solar guy. I do solar panels. I want to see a hydrogen infrastructure, and these are baby steps to anti-gravity. You know, I want to be like George Jetson. I don't want to see all these coal trains in Colorado. It's like a joke.
Right.
The technology's here.
Right.
Time to ground it. Build it.
Right. You're exactly right. Coal trains in Colorado. You're exactly right, man. Thank you, Kellen.
I love you. I'm so glad. I was pushed to get my ass on my email, and I just want to say that the light is on your side, David and Beth. The light is on your side. This is real. I love you guys. Love the show, Jimmy. Thanks so much for having me on.
Yeah, thank you, Kellen. First-time caller right there. He's absolutely right. No more coal trains in Colorado. Hit the nail on the head. All right, so let me line this up. 323-825-5045. It's Fadernight. It's open lines all night long. Or 323-275-9695. Okay, now if you're at the Conscious Life Expo, give us a call. I want to know what you guys thought about everything. Let me continue this discussion. Right before the last couple of calls, I was talking about Julia and the amount of effort that she put in for River Moon Coffee. And then there is John and Dana. Let's just go with that. John and Dana from Modern Masters. What they did for us, and not only Faded Black, but Modern Masters and the Soul Tech Conference, they manned our booth all weekend long and allowed us to let them take breaks and go and eat once in a while, and to be able to depend on two people like we did like that. Just the thanks cannot be enough, and they can't be extended enough. So John and Dana, absolutely incredible. I know they had great fun and we partied and all, and you know, it was the least we could do. But those two, from the crack of dawn to the end of the night, every night, were right there manning the booth. And you know what? And at the end of the conference, when everybody was all toasted and ready to go, they wanted to keep it going. I was like, wow, guys. So thank you, John and Dana, Modern Masters, incredible. They are a big part of what we do here, and, of course, the Soltech Gathering and Unity Wiki, everything that we are doing with this community with John and Dana. So thank you for all of your hard work all weekend. All right, now next up in these images is this is Abraham. All right, there's Abraham. Check out Abraham. Now, I just retweeted the pic right here. That's all I need to say is check out Abraham. Check out my man. So when I took these series of pics, I go, okay, Abraham, just be yourself. And I took like 30, 20 of him in a row. No, I'm exaggerating. It was about 15 of him just doing his thing. And this one right here, the one that's bright, that captured the moment. It was priceless. That's Abraham. Right in front of our booth. Abraham, the dude of awakening, no doubt. He says that he has written an opera called Fade to Black. He's written an opera, and he's sending the script to Rita. All right, this next shot. Okay, here we go. Now it's time for me to tell a story. Can I tell a story? I'm going to do just that right now. This next shot, let me retweet. Let me get this up for everybody. I just retweeted it. This is, let me see. Can I still quote and retweet? Will it let me do that? Yes, it will. Okay. Alexis at the Noory parties. Just so you know what this image is. Okay, that's all I'm going to do. That's it. Done. All right, because I'm going to blow this image up so I can see it. Now, this is what's going on with this. This image is George Noory had a raffle at the beginning. And so in the middle, you see the woman in the white dress. She's got a big fishbowl right there with about 200 names in it. That's everybody that's attending this party. To the right, that's Gina. She's security, by the way, all the way over to the right. And there's George. I don't know the woman's name in the middle. That's Tommy Danheiser. There's Alexis. I'm off to the right of Alexis. I'm not in this shot. Doesn't matter. Okay. Now, do you see what Gina is holding in her hand? She has got a pyramid, a copper pyramid, right? And so these were prizes that they were giving away, and, cool earrings, bracelets, things, books. Okay, cool paintings. All right, cool. All cool stuff. About the fifth or sixth raffle in, they whip out this pyramid. And I go, I want that. And Alexis goes, I want that. And I said, no, I want it. So, and Alexis says, all right, let's vibe right now, Jimmy. Let's concentrate. She puts her arm on my shoulder, and then we touch foreheads, right? And at that moment, they said, and the winner is Alexis Brooks. I couldn't believe it. And Alexis doesn't scream. She wins. I scream like I won the lottery. And I'm running up, and George goes, Jimmy, you're not Alexis. And I'm still screaming, right. And Alexis comes up and grabs the microphone from Tom, which nobody does, grabs the microphone from Tom and says, I got to tell you this story. This actually just happened. And told the story. And it's just one of those things. We have lots of stories like this all weekend long. But we touched foreheads. I mean, like temples, and at that moment, Alexis Brooks could not believe it. Could not believe it. Look at that fishbowl with all those names in it. What are the odds? That was manifesting. That was creating your own reality. It was absolutely incredible. Okay, here's another picture of Alexis. And let me retweet this. Boom, done. Because this is a great picture, too, as well. Right here. Oh, man. I hate doing this in real time. I should just retweet Rita's stuff. Okay, so this next picture that I just tweeted out, that's a selfie of this bird. I think his name is Ringo. I think it's Ringo. Sitting on my shoulder. Alexis in the background talking to the bird. The bird is actually, it looks like Alexis' thumb is on her chin. It is not. The bird is biting Alexis' finger. Okay, that's actually what's going on there. That's that action. And I took this selfie. So that was another moment that was pretty cool. That was pretty fun. Okay, 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695. Now, here you go. We're going to retweet this because this is the group shot of the show. There's John, there's Dana, Modern Masters, there's Teresa and Justin, Teresa Yanaros and Justin Deschamps at the Fader party. And there you go. And what a great shot. Dana can take a picture. I mean, Justin and Teresa, yeah. John is pretty photogenic, but look at Dana. Dana knows how to take a selfie. What a great image. Nothing but love in that shot right there. Just absolutely great. We're going to get to some more of Teresa and Jason Quitt here in just a bit. This next shot here that I'm going to tweet out, this is a gentleman that came up to me before, I think it was during the Ancient Aliens panel and talked to me. And then this is, I can't tell. I'm looking at what I'm wearing. I don't know if this might be Sunday. Yeah, this is Sunday. And he came up and found me and then came up and had a really cool discussion with me about Egypt. And then I said, I'll give you a Fade to Black t-shirt right now. And he goes, is it purple? I said, no, it's black. He said, I only wear purple shirts. I said, really? Only purple, Jimmy. And I said, okay, well, that deal, you know. He said, no, don't. I only wear purple shirts. And there you go. So very cool dude, though. Right in front of our booth. And you can see by looking at this picture, there's Dana in the background. That's how that was the action at our booth right there. It was nonstop. It never ever ended. It was the place to be. Very cool. And now let me see. What do I have next here in the pictures? Have I skipped anything, Rita, or am I good? Oh, gotta go here. Rizz Virk. That's right. He was a guest on the show last month. And there you go. Let's see. Okay. Rizz Virk, just one of the smartest guys that I know. Okay, got it. Thank you, Ree. Rizz Virk, guest on the show last month. One of the smart guys, but about chasing and understanding your dreams in business and working off of synchronicities and not ignoring that and setting your own path in life, in business, in your personal life, and how to do that, right? Well, anyway, here he is, and he was speaking there at the expo, but he came up, and this is a really, really great picture of Rizz, a very smart guy. I ended up, if you look at this picture, this is really cool. There's Sonia Grace in the background. See Sonia? Very, very, very cool. Greatest psychic in the country, Sonia Grace, standing. Hey, she's kind of photobombing. I think Sonia is looking into the camera here. We're going to have Sonia on the show very soon. And I'm going to ask her if she was photobombing. It feels photobomb-ish. So there she is in the background. Anyway, so Rizz Virk, Rita caught 20 minutes of his, the latter part of one of his presentations and said, how great the presentation was. But I got to sit down with Rizz a couple of times for a couple of really long, interesting conversations. And that guy, and this is the thing, it doesn't come across on the show. That guy's a gamer, okay? Video gamer. That guy's a nerd. That guy's a geek. That guy's a tech guru genius. And the way that he speaks and his sentence construction and the words that he chooses, it's straight out of Silicon Valley, the TV show. He is full nerdified, geekoid, intelligent Silicon Valley success story. It's exactly what he is. Just a smart guy. And it was so cool hanging out with him. Rizz Virk. More on Rizz here in the future. Okay. So, speaking of Sonia Grace, there she is. So let's retweet this. There is Sonia, one of the great psychic talents in the entire country, if not the world, right there. Sonia Grace. Looking forward to having her on the show. I can't wait. A very, very cool woman and wide awake. And you can tell by that picture right there. And Rita had a chance to hang out with her, too, as well. But Sonia coming soon. Wait a minute. Are these Fade to Black official T-shirts? Is that what that is? Oh, my goodness. From Druber. This is Kean. Oh, look at this retweet. Look at that. Official Fader tot. It don't get any better than that right there. Okay, I'm out of time. I got to get out of here. Hold on for a second. Hashtag F2B. Let's just get that out right now so everybody can see this. That's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. There's John Salley. There's John Salley, all 7 foot. He says he's 6'11". 7 foot. I'm 6 foot. I'm slouching here a little bit. I wasn't standing fully straight up. He was. But the math works no matter what. If he says he's 6'11", and I say I'm 6 foot, there's 11 inches of difference there. But look at that. John Salley. Man. The conversation that we had, we only had about 15 minutes to talk, but the conversation was amazing. And I will officially say that guy right there is awake. He gets it. All right. Fade to Black, Fadernight, Conscious Life Expo, show recap with images. I'll be right back. More of your phone calls are next. Stay with us.
Way out here, we listen to Jimmy Church.
You're listening to Fade to Black.
Always on the edge of the hottest alternative talk. Jimmy Church with Fade to Black. KGRARadio.com.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos? Yo soy Mario Carson, el tiburón, y los invito para que escuchen a mi buen amigo Jimmy Church Radio. ¡Claro que sí!
Hurricanes, earthquakes, wildfires. This year we've experienced more than our fair share. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and last month I decided to make sure my family does not have to worry about food should we get caught in a real emergency situation. Introducing Numana, a healthy, storable product that tastes so good that you'll want to eat it every day instead of just during those times of duress. All Numana products have a 25-year shelf life, are MSG and GMO-free, no preservatives, and are made in America. With the Numana pack in your home, you'll be able to sleep at night knowing that you've protected your family. Not only have I tasted and tested, I own it. Now you can too. Just click on the Numana banner on JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code Jimmy when you order. In addition to a discount, we'll send you an autographed Fade to Black t-shirt. Seriously. Go Beckley Tappy.
Do you worry a lot? Whether you're a college student, busy professional, parent, or grandparent, ongoing stress and elevated levels of the stress hormone cortisol can rob your memory, your health, and your future. Now you can combat the effects of stress and anxiety while improving your memory and recall at the same time with the dietary supplement Calm and Clever. Studies show that the ingredients in Calm and Clever reduce cortisol by as much as 30% in 1 to 2 weeks. Call 1-800-758-8746 or calmandclever.com.
You listen to us, and we listen to you. And so does the CIA. KGRARadio.com.
Hi, folks. CBD is the home run hitter for health right now. Why, you ask? Because of what it does for the body. Unfortunately, I can't tell you all about the benefit. You know, there's reasons. Do your due diligence and log on to ancientlifeoil.com. That's ancientlifeoil.com. Ancient Life Oil uses organic ingredients and is blended in coconut oil for some of the best benefits. Legal in 50 states and non-psychoactive. Log on to ancientlifeoil.com. That's ancientlifeoil.com.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Oi, oi, I'm Rizz Virk. You're listening to Jimmy Church. This is Revolution. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is on radio. Ciao.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. Fadernight. Fadernight. I don't want to confuse everybody. Tomorrow night is Thursday. Tonight is Wednesday. And what we are doing tonight is a Conscious Life Expo recap. Special event with images flowing in Twitter. Tomorrow we'll have everything up in a YouTube video. All of the images will be there that we are discussing tonight on the show. And we had a very special weekend over at the expo, and the stories that we have and the things that went down all weekend long were absolutely incredible. And you expect a lot at the Conscious Life Expo, and this year was certainly no exception. And now this next image that I am tweeting out is Rita and her bodyguard. That's right, Gina. There you go. Is that now? What's really cool about this is what's going on in this pic. Gina is all that. One of the coolest, nicest people you will ever meet. And I remember she said to me this weekend, I said, so bodyguard. She goes, Jimmy, you don't want to mess with me. And I'm like, it's all good. It's all good, Gina. Very cool. So funny. And we had so much fun with her all weekend long. And so you can see what's going on in this pic. And during this pic, Gina was gracious enough to take this as she was standing guard with over Rita. She was working at that moment. She was on patrol. There was something going on around us, and so she was being all nonchalant, hanging out with us, playing bodyguard. There were some other things that were going on that she was. And it was just really, really funny to see a professional like that on the job. Very cool. So that's what this pic is. Gina, very cool. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. In the background, you see Dana saluting Robert Perala. That's half of Robert Perala's head right behind Gina. And that's what's going on there. I took this picture, and I saw the salute that she did to Robert Perala in the background. And there you go. So now you can see the Fade to Black booth. That's the other half. To the left is River Moon Coffee. Just incredible. Now, if you remember in the Periscope video that I posted the other night, that Rita posted, the Periscope Live, and I was walking through the lobby outside, and I did the panoramic view as I circled around. If you look through the door there, right? Look through the door right behind Gina, and you look up and you see those lights. That's the lights of the lobby. And so to give you an idea, so that's where the lobby is out there. It's this huge atrium just right outside of that door. And you can see the blue and pink lights up there that were on the ceiling. So that's what's going on. And, okay, so that's that. 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695. Waiting for a couple of calls to come in with some special guests, and they should be here shortly, too, as well. Okay, now, this next... Yeah, there you go. Okay, so let's retweet that. There is Julia with her River Moon coffee right there. And that's the cold brew. Very cool. Just absolutely amazing stuff. And then the Carol Peralt River Moon coffee painting. Look at that. Wow, that's special. That's really well done. Okay, I gotta just let me get this out. Okay, the next story, and I told this the other night. Wow, that's a crazy pick. All right, Eric, I'll retweet that. Where did you take that? Huh? Interesting. Okay, well, there was 2 or 3 things that I wanted to get into. The next one is the story that I told about. Okay, I got it, about Jose. So here's Jose, the skull that Lisa Frith gifted me. And so this is what led up to this. She says, or Rita, that we're going to have a little get-together. And I said, okay. So I get back to the room and I go out, and they are sitting at the table outside of our room on the patio. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 skulls out on the table, big ones, 5 skulls, and Lisa teaches us the ceremony, and it was myself, it was Nurse Nancy, it was Karen, Rita, Lisa, myself, and going through the ceremony. Jose, which wasn't gifted to me yet, was my skull in this ceremony, and it was really weird because as we're going through the ceremony, I picked up Jose, and I looked at him, and he says, right, as loud as anything, he says, "My name is Jose." I was like, what? Right, where did that come from? So I just announced, I said, this guy's name is Jose. And so anyway, we continued the ceremony, and I put Jose down on the table, and we continue things. We have a fantastic night, fantastic conversation. And we break it up. It's about 1:30 in the morning, and we're walking away, and then Lisa stops, and she turns around, and she comes up, and Jose's in this velvet bag. And she said, "Here, Jose is yours. He came to you." And I was like, what? It was a very touching moment for me. I mean, I just like that. So, and Lisa, I just wanted to keep talking and keep hanging out at that point. Lisa's like, good night. And I walked into our room with Jose, and that's when the craziness starts. Because Rita and I, we sat down on the bed and started eating our dinner. We had chicken wings and sliders and French fries, and we had bottled water, and I had Dr. Pepper. And I opened up this bottle of Dr. Pepper and sat down with it and set it down. Now, I want everybody to understand, and I'm going to tell this story really quick. Actually, Eric, is it you?
You got it, brother.
Hey, man, how you doing?
I think I got the flu with the Conscious Life, bro.
Oh, bro.
I'm holed up in Phoenix. I was going to go to the UFO Congress, and I thought, I just need to chill for a few days because I don't want to go there and get other people sick. So I'm just basically holed up right now, unfortunately.
Oh, man. Do you have me on speakerphone?
No, I do not.
Okay. All right. Good. Did you hear me tell the story about the Dr. Pepper?
I did not.
Okay. Well, I'm in the middle of this story, so I wanted to bring you in. And so I'm sitting in the middle of the bed. It's 1:30 in the morning. I've got this giant crystal skull with me, sitting on the bed, and Rita and I are eating these literally chicken wings, sliders, French fries. And I take the bottle of Dr. Pepper, I take a swig, I turn around, put the lid on it, screw it, and then I turn around and I lean way over and I set it on the nightstand, and then I come back to Rita and I'm talking, and my back is to the Dr. Pepper, and we're sitting there talking, and I just hear this thump. And I was like, what? And I turned around, the Dr. Pepper had fallen on the floor. And I thought, that was weird. I pick it up, put it back on the nightstand, turn around, talking to Rita, eating these chicken wings, talking about the crystal skull, thump. And I turn back around. My back, I never saw it fall. That was the thing. My back was to it. Turn around, Dr. Pepper's on the floor. And I pick it back up, and now I move the Dr. Pepper back to the lamp on the nightstand. Now it's like 1.5 feet away from the edge, next to another bottle of Dr. Pepper from the night before that's sitting there that wasn't falling over. And I turn back around. We're talking thump. And I turn around, and 3 times, Eric, in like 3 minutes, this Dr. Pepper poltergeisted onto the floor. And the trippy thing was, hey, Eric, can you do me a favor? Call me back on the 275 line.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, call me back on 275. Why? Because right now I'm going to pick up Teresa Yanaros. Teresa, how are you?
I am doing wonderful, Jimmy. How are you?
Are you back home?
I am back home in Texas, Fort Worth, Texas.
And how you doing? Have you recovered? Crazy weekend.
Oh, man, it was a crazy weekend. I am in the process of recovering. I got to tell you, I had a brown paper bag full of business cards I had to go through today and send a bunch of emails. So things are good.
Yeah, and I got your email, just so you know. So, and I got your text, too, okay? The text that reminded me of the email. Well done, Teresa. You're such a professional.
That's how we do. Millennials got that social media on lock. You know how it is.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you guys do. So it was a great weekend, but it was a great weekend for you, too, and Justin. Aside from your excellent presentation, and I had the honor of introducing you, and that was smoking cool. But what was the one thing for the weekend for you that kind of stands out?
Well, I'm going to go way divine frequency on you, Jimmy. It was kind of a surreal experience overall, because I think that hammering into 2018 and being a part of this Conscious Life Expo, and I've just been so humbled by the whole experience. You know, you were there, you introduced my talk. I got to talk very deeply about philosophy related to riding the wave between the known and the mystery, and really like honing people in on their own personal experience of self-mastery. And that's really what I want to do with my life. So going into the year so strongly like that with a new book that I've just released and now getting to really talk to this conscious community in that regard, it was the whole overall experience was just very, very real. And it's grounding it in this new way that's just unlocked this passion. I know that I'm a passionate person, but I just feel like it's growing and growing. So I think for me, Conscious Life Expo, after going through all of the conferences that I went to last year, this is just expanded in a brand new way. So I would just have to say the emotional resonance with everything and just really connecting to the community in a brand new way where I really feel at home and I really feel empowered. So I would have to give you that answer.
Now, your presentation, it was a packed room, very, very cool. For me personally, to see that was just awesome. But how was that for you to be speaking like that at such a huge conference and getting that kind of response? When I was walking up, I heard everybody going, okay, Teresa's down here, right? Teresa's down here. Hey, is Teresa down? It's like 10 times in a row. And I was like, okay. And I walk in and the room is full and got full, it filled out. It was, you had a packed house. How did that make you feel to know that so many people were there to see you?
Well, and I can tell you, it's not really about me. It's about the experience. And I know that sounds really cliche, but people want to be inspired. People, what my message is and what I really connect to, and this comes from my teaching background and just who I am, but people want to come in and they want to experience something where they're going to leave and they're going to feel empowered to live their own lives. And that's the whole point. That's the reason why I do what I do. So I think that's why people connect to me. And I had a lot of people tell me that, like through my YouTube channel and my website and whatever I run, they say that they're just inspired by my passion, my excitement, and the positivity. And I think that when people can go in and it's sort of like experiencing a sermon where they leave and they're energized, that's what I bring to the table. So I think that people are ready for that. And it was very humbling, first of all. And second of all, it was a confirmation that this is what people want from me and what people want. So it was really fun. It was super exciting to get to see people in person too.
Yeah. And to hear them get that loud, when I said, okay, everybody, let's hear it, get ready for Teresa Yanaros, and that room got loud. Now, come on, Teresa, don't be all humble. That was pretty bleeping cool, wasn't it?
It was very cool. I'm so excited. I'm very happy to be a part of this community, and I just think that things are expanding in a huge way. It's kind of exponential and crazy.
And now, okay. You just brought it up, and it bears worth mentioning. You've been to a lot of conferences. You've been to you've been to Contact in the Desert, Eclipse of Disclosure, and you've been to these conferences. But Conscious Life Expo is 15,000 people all at one place at one time. Is that just the coolest thing ever? The power of the mind, right? It's all there and it's going on. It's just amazing to walk around.
I swear, Jimmy, it was like I felt like every time I turned a corner, it was like the same thing, and then I turned another corner and it was the same thing. I was immediately lost walking in there. I'm like, I will never find my way out. Hopefully people will be able to talk to me and tell me where to go, because it was like immediate loss.
Oh, you make me laugh. Is Justin there?
Yes.
Can I talk to Justin? Hey, Justin, what's up, my man?
Doing good. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I'm going to throw you under the bus. Can I throw you under the bus just a little bit, like a nudge in front of the bus?
Throw the Greyhound my way. I'm ready to catch it.
Okay, but I'm giving you the opportunity to step back now. No? Okay, good. Justin and Teresa, everybody, were guests of ours over at the house the night before. We had a really cool dinner. But I did it caveman style. So I cooked. Everybody had a 1 pound bacon wrap filet mignon. And I gave Justin the biggest one. So he had like 1.5 pounds. and Justin ate every bite. How you feeling today, man? Yeah, how you feeling? Did you recover from that? That was a serious beef intake.
It was, and like we were talking about that night, when in Rome, embrace what the Romans do, and that's exactly what I did. I sent my blessings, and I received all of the fruit and energy that I received that night. It was a beautiful experience.
It was so much fun. Now, what I want you to do is back up my BS. Rita and I post a lot of foodie pics, right? Everybody gets to see them. But tell the world right now, can I grill?
Jimmy, I've been to a lot of barbecues in my life, and I got to say, I have not left as satisfied from a barbecue as I left from your house. It was a beautiful experience.
It was,
and I will, if you're willing to allow me to presence you with the ability to eat your food again, I would love the pleasure to do so.
Yeah. When people leave our house, right, the last thing they say, right, to Rita and I as they're leaving, we're cool for the next party. We're okay. We're available. You guys are more than welcome. More than welcome. Now, Justin, how cool was it to see Teresa out there knocking it down like she did these last couple of days? I was so proud of the both of you, really proud of her and how far she has come in the last 2 years. But for you guys work together and other things too as well, but for you to see her stand up and get it done at the Conscious Life Expo, how did that make you feel?
I was overwhelmed with pride and joy. I mean, Jimmy, we were busting ass working on this presentation, or let me rephrase, she was working on this presentation. I was doing my best to support her, and to see all of our efforts come to fruition at that conference, to see people so engaged and captivated by what she had to offer, which, let me make no qualms about it here. I mean, she delivered a presentation at a very high level. I wasn't sure what the reaction was going to be because it was such a deep, penetrating discussion. And to see all of the people have the reaction that they did, to have their consciousness enlightened and fired and inspired by what she had to say, I was just overcome by pride and by support for her, and I was just really encouraged to see the reaction of the people there. Yeah, it was just amazing.
It was amazing. Did you get a chance to get out and see anybody else speak?
We did. We got to see Susanna Pueyes, and we got to see Corey on Friday night with you hosting, of course, on the Ancient Aliens panel, and that was fantastic. And, overall, Jimmy, these conferences, I've been to my share of conferences, and there's always a beautiful spirit there. But with Conscious Life Expo, it's been going for so long, I want to say over 20 years now, that the organic community that has developed of fellowship and camaraderie and sharing and unity was profound. There was such a diversity of people there. It was just awe-inspiring to see that many people willing to do what I call the great work, which is the evolving of consciousness and the coming together of what we need to do.
You were there for the Ancient Aliens panel.
I was.
Now,
so was Teresa.
Okay, I didn't know that you guys were there, by the way. I thought that you guys blew it out, but you were there. I'm just messing with you. I'm messing. But what?
We were partying it.
I know, man. Hey, you guys had a hall pass if you didn't make it, okay? Because I know what happened the night before. But that was the Friday night keynote address, right? The keynote event for Friday night. And, the pressure's on. And when I went around the corner and I saw the line, I was like, oh, holy crap. Okay, I think we're going to do okay here, right? We're going to be okay. And then you walk in the room when it's empty, and you see all of those empty seats, and it's quiet, and you just look around and you think, this is impossible to fill. Well, we did, and you were there for that. But my question is to you. That event, because it was sold out, standing room only, but it's also setting the tone, isn't it, for the entire weekend to come, because that is what is kicking things off. And it did just that. You know what I mean? It just set there it is. This is the weekend that we're about to have. It was pretty cool.
Exactly. I mean, it was an eclectic arrangement. We had Corey Good, David Wilcock, William Henry, Linda Moulton Howe. I mean, of course, you hosting. You paid tribute to the other two speakers who had just recently passed. Yeah, Jim Mars.
John Anthony West, yes.
Yes, exactly. So, I mean, it had a almost reverential feel to it. And, you know, not to get, like, too deep and spiritual, but at the same time, why not? Let's go for it, right?
Right.
I mean, it just felt this monumental moment where 2018 numerologically aligns with the number 11, you know, the number of mastery. And I really feel like we're coming to this place as a community where we're moving beyond barriers. We're breaking down these walls between us, and we're really ready to move step forward into what we all think is what needs to happen. And that's the pushing forward of breaking down the boundaries that keep us separated. And I feel like that's what happened that night.
And it's so funny. Justin and I are so much in alignment because I was just about to throw in, it seems very symbolic for you to go into this room. You see all of these chairs empty and you think for sure we're not going to fill these chairs. But the reality is disclosure is happening at an exponential rate. And think about Ancient Aliens itself. That show has been monumental in waking up the masses because people turn on their TV sets and they turn on the History Channel, and here it is. You're looking at the Nazca lines. You're learning about all of this stuff that you would never have seen before, and we're in 2018 now. We've had Ancient Aliens for how many years now? How many seasons do we have? At least 8 or 9? I don't know. I mean, I know
11, I have. 11. Yeah, it's crazy.
11.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's so exciting, you know?
Totally, yeah. So I don't think it's any coincidence that there's 11 seasons of Ancient Aliens. 2018 adds up to the number 11 numerologically.
Wow.
I mean, the synchronicities are just abound, and, you know, and just walking around, talking to people, getting to know everybody. That's one of the things I love about going to these events is just getting into the community, actually talking to people and getting to know them and where they're at. And it was a beautiful experience, and I encourage everybody to go if you get the chance.
Absolutely. And just thank you, the both of you, for your work. And not even with Divine and Stillness and the work there, but it's the public stuff that you guys are doing. It's the online conferences that you are doing and the gatherings and constantly writing and putting stuff out. Just thank you. Thank you both. You guys are really right in the front of all of this, and we really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Jimmy.
Yeah, thank you, Jimmy. Right back at you. You're doing great work, and we're happy to participate.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm glad you guys are back safe. Enjoy the rest of your Valentine's Day.
You too. Give Rita a big hug from us.
Likewise. We sure will. Thanks again. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Teresa Yanaros, Justin Deschamps, unbelievable Divine Frequency, and of course Stillness of the Storm. Their participation this weekend was just absolutely incredible. And the finest jacket award goes to Justin, my man. Rita, do we have a picture? Do we have a picture of Justin in his jacket? We've got to get that up for everybody. It's really cool. And with that, let me get the music going. We're going to take a break right here. And Eric, I got to get you back, man. I got to get you back. Eric, I'll put you at the front of the line. This is Fade to Black, Open Lines. I'll be right back.
Hi, everybody. This is Rob Halford, the Metal Guard on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station, Salt Lake City, Utah, Van Buren, Arkansas.
Okay, nurse, let's get this man to the ER stat.
Right away, doctor.
We see this every day. Heart attack or angina pain due to blocked and clogged arteries. Chelation can remove obstructions or blockages from arteries and help avoid painful and expensive surgery. Now there's Angioprim. It's a liquid oral chelation product that you take with juice. You start to feel the results fast. Angioprim increases blood flow all over the body, and that means more energy and strength to take on the day with less aches and pains. 60 years of research has gone into chelation. And Angioprim is the result, a safe and easy way to unblock your veins and arteries from buildup that slow circulation.
Paging Dr. Jones. Please report to the emergency room right away.
Log on now for a special radio offer from Angioprim. That's angioprim.com/radio. ANGIOPRIM. Angioprim.com/radio or call 877-882-7221. That's 877-882-7221.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7 with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on the smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
Your contact for current news and trending topics. KGRAradio.com. Hello, Fadernauts. This is Jimmy Church, and I'm introducing New Pharma, a company whose products are based on science. Human function based on the endocannabinoid system, or ECS. New Pharma firmly believes in this science, and their research indicates that support of the ECS provides the beneficial effects for a healthy lifestyle. New Pharma's science includes relief capsules for pain relief, sleep capsules, which are natural support for occasional sleeplessness. Foundation is support for your ECS, and Fit capsules support your active lifestyle. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2B for a 33% discount on all of their products. Or visit newpharma.com for all of the knowledge on the science. That's GNUpharma.com. Go Beckley Tappy. Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi available, you can still listen to every minute of Fade to Black by just calling 605-562-4482. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan and no extra cost if you have unlimited minutes. Just call 605-562-4482. You can listen to me, Jimmy Church, on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Go Beckley Tappy.
You want to know a secret? I love ponies. I really love ponies. I'm serious. I couldn't stay sane without ponies to brush.
Why Fade to Black? Because you never got that pony, damn it.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. Tonight is Fadernight. Not tomorrow night. It's Wednesday. Open lines all night long. If you're on hold, stay right there. Rita, what I want to do next, if you could, let's get up the pictures of Jason Quitt. And then at the bottom of the hour, we're going to run the images of, we've got lots of other stuff, but the Summer of Love party. And what went down there was one for the ages, people. And we'll talk about that at the bottom of the hour. But I want to get Jason Quitt up here next. And let me go back to the phones. Eric, you made it back. Are you there?
Yes, I am. Is Jason Quitt on hold also?
No. Okay. I had to do that because, well, anyway, let's just move on. Teresa was calling in on a very specific line. And I had
no worries, bro. I don't
in.
have a problem with that. I'll always take the back seat.
You got to. Yeah. And so anyway, you're out. You wanted to go to the Congress, and so you're out there, but you got the flu. So you're who's speaking out there this year?
Actually, I'm not sure. There's nobody in particular. the guy that I wanted you to meet, that you're gonna. You said you met him, but I don't think you've really had a good conversation with him. Is Dr. Guy Devin? He's the new pharma. He works with that new pharma guy that you work with. One of your sponsors.
Chip Paul.
Yeah, here's what I got to tell people that who are considering going to these conferences. For me, the thrill is just being there and hearing the stories that you're never going to hear on the radio or on any podcast or any kind of blog or any tweet.
Okay.
David Adair.
Okay.
Remember last year, I don't know, we were talking a little bit about David Adair, and we kind of had our differences of opinion, and then you kind of caused me to go on a research tangent, and I ended up actually, he gave me his phone number. I was able to have several conversations with him up until recently, but he was quite popular this weekend, and he packed the house, and people were really enjoying his story. And then I don't know if you weren't able to be there in the room when he was speaking, but did you get any feedback about David Adair? And has your opinion about him changed, or what's your thoughts on David Adair?
I've been very public about my thoughts about David Adair. He's the first time he was on Coast to Coast with Art Bell, and he did like a full 4 hours with Art. Was golden radio magic. And it was one of the most incredible nights on Coast to Coast, right up there with Mel's Hole. It was that kind of show. And that says a lot for Coast to Coast, because there's been a lot of amazing nights. But I think most will say that original David Adair show with Art was so much fun. And so that's David is animated. He's colorful. He's funny, and he tells a great story, man. And so that's my take. And I've said it so many times. If I was going to have a bunch of family and friends out camping, the guy I want telling the stories is David Adair. I want him to sit at the campfire and roast some marshmallows, and I want to know. Man. I want David to tell us some of his experiences, and it's just incredible. Yeah. So, and I know that I heard it from many people at Conscious Life that David was really great, and I think he was on 2 or 3 panels that weekend, and I think he had a presentation that he did too. I may be mistaken on that. But everybody said he was really cool and a lot of fun. I had a chance to, talk to him a couple of times. Very cool guy. And there you go. So that's my take on David. Now, I wanted to ask you really quick before I get to the phone calls and then back to the phone calls. I know you're sick. But it's Conscious Life. It's pretty amazing to see, 15,000 people in one place at one time, all focused on consciousness and awareness and ufology. Pretty amazing, isn't it?
Well, it's overwhelming. It's like a smorgasbord of knowledge. Everything is there. It's hard to decide, what to do and where to go. I prefer the smaller functions personally. The ones that are a little more intimate. But the Conscious Life is amazing. There's no doubt about it.
And so are you going to go to the Congress tomorrow, or are you just going to...
I'm going to go. I'm going to meet that guy, Dr. Guy Devin, who the story... He told Holly Cook also, she was there at the bar. We were sitting, and I pulled her over, and I said, you got to hear these stories. I says, I want someone else to hear these stories. So if I ever repeat them, they're not going to think I'm crazy. But, eventually, this would be a guy that I think you would even enjoy having a conversation with, because his stories are just amazing and fascinating. So I'm going to... Hopefully you'll be open to that in the future.
Okay. Well, have fun at the Congress and safe travels back to Los Angeles.
Okay, buddy. You take care. Have a good night.
You too. Eric, awakening man out of the Congress. He's got the flu, but he's going to try to make it tomorrow, so maybe we'll get a report back from him about the UFO Congress. I know Race Hobbs is out there, and Robin and the KGRA van and mobile unit are all out at the UFO Congress. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling? You're live.
Hi, this is Kevin.
This is Captain?
No. This is Kevin. Sorry.
Okay. Kevin, how are you?
Pretty good. How about yourself, Jimmy?
I'm doing good, man. We're still in recovery mode, but it's just been an amazing week. Did you make it to the Conscious Life Expo?
I did. I went with my fiance and her sister, and we just had a wonderful time. We also saw David Adair. You were just talking about it, and like you said, his Southern charisma is just a great, great part of his storytelling. It's fantastic. We also saw Jason Quitt, and we were blown away. I mean, the amount of spiritual wisdom and experiences that he's been through, just blew our mind. You're really fortunate to get that.
Kevin, were you there when I introduced Jason?
I was.
Okay. Now, good, because you can back up my BS on this. So when I stood up and I introduced Jason, and the room was standing room only, right? It was just packed. And so when I got up there and I introduced him, and I told everybody that, 2.5 months ago, he broke his back. And when I said that to the room, did you hear the gasp that everybody let out at the same time?
I did. That was really surprising. I mean, when you look at him, I would have had no idea that he had broken his back. He looked like he was fine.
Right. And so after I said that, and I turned to Jason and I said, how many titanium screws do you have in your back? And he goes, this many. And then boom, at that instant, he flashed the X-ray up on the big screen behind me with the screws in his back. And then again, the gasp came out of the audience, right? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I said, I go, this man is standing up straight in front of you. And if this man can do this with titanium screws in his back, and look at him now, you need to listen to every word he has to say. And then I walked off the stage, right? And which is the truth. You guys got to sit and listen and witness Jason, knowing that as he's standing up in front of you, that in November, he was in a hospital. In November, he was having back operations. And we are sitting here at the beginning of February, and he just flew in from Canada and is standing up in front of you. If that was me, I'm laid out. I'm laid out for a year.
Yeah, no joke. I've had medical issues myself in the past, and it's taken a while to get through them.
And what was what was so inspiring about Jason?
I think what was so inspiring to me is his insight with his experiences and how that matters with the times that we're going through right now. It sort of brings a whole new level of meaning to experiences that people have with consciousness, out-of-body experiences, psychic intuition, all these things. And to be able to connect to that on somebody that really feels more like, a normal person that you're just like, oh yeah, I've had that happen, or I've heard of people having that happen to them. And it's really nice to make that connection.
And who else did you, Jason, before I finish this question, Jason, I first was attracted to him because of his time travel experiences. And everybody knows about my interest in time travel. And as I've gotten to know Jason so well over the years, he is one of the deepest, most profound and honest and cool people that I've ever been around. We have so much to learn from him. But that's how I was introduced to him. And now I almost don't look at him. I don't think of time travel first. And I used to, it's he is just so complex, and he has so much to offer our community. And he's going to be around us and helping us out for many, many years. And that's the really cool thing. You've got the privilege of seeing him very early on, because many years from now you're going to look back and be able to tell people, I saw him at Conscious Life Expo, man. Way back in the beginning, and he was spot. You know what I mean? You have that. You have that experience. Who else did you see this weekend?
Oh yeah. So of course we saw David Wilcock and Corey Good. I went to the UFO technology panel. I can't remember everybody's name that was on that panel. That was fantastic. We went to Gail Thackeray, which is great, who's a very strong psychic and intuitive medium. And we saw Linda Moulton Howe on that UFO panel.
Right.
Jason Quitt. We saw Lisa Kay, which is also an intuition. She was giving a workshop on intuition and how to tap into that a little bit better. There's so much more that you can't even imagine when you go there, that people start talking about things, and you just get sucked in, and you're like, wow, there's so much information at this show. It's fantastic.
Right. Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. And the vibe, I keep talking about this over and over again, but until you go there, you just don't understand. But the vibe there is so strong. The second you walk in to the expo, you can feel the electricity just going up your legs. There's an electricity there, and the panels and the information, and it can be a little overwhelming because there's so much going on. You now have to make choices, right? And now the beautiful thing, some conferences you go to, there's one stage and you don't have any choices. You are going to sit and listen to whoever comes up on the stage. Nothing wrong with that. But then when you go to something like this, where there is, 10 rooms, 15 rooms of speakers all happening at the same time, now you've got choices. Which is cool, except for when you want to see two, right? Or three.
It's hard.
It's hard.
It's really hard to choose.
Yes, it's really hard to choose. It's the best part of it. At least you have choices, right?
Yeah.
So
another person. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Another person. What?
We also saw Maureen St. Germain, who was talking about ascension into 5D, just talking about kind of how to raise your vibration and living a life that is more conducive to that. To raise our consciousness.
Yeah, she's a great presenter. And now that you just reminded me, as I'm listening to you mention all of these names, these are people that have been on the show and are Fadernauts, right? They're friends of ours. They've been on the show many times.
Yeah.
How cool is that you get to hear them on Fade to Black so often, but then you turn around and get to go see them live and say hello and get to see their presentation. Pretty cool part.
Yes, definitely.
Now, Kevin, first off, I want to say thank you. Where are you calling from?
We're actually calling from right here in Burbank, believe it or not.
With that area code?
Yeah.
Where's the area code from?
Oh, my area code is from the Inland Empire, but I live in Burbank.
Okay, cool. What's your favorite restaurant in Burbank?
Oh, the Wild Carvery.
Do you ever do the Wood Fire Grill?
Yes. Yeah. We are. Oh, wait. Is that different than Wood Ranch?
Oh, Wood Ranch. Did I say Wood Fire? Ranch. Yeah, Wood Ranch right there on First Street.
Yeah, we eat there all the time. It's a great restaurant.
I love that place, man. That place is aside from the ribs and the burgers and everything else that they have there, they got the bomb mac and cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I have severe food allergies, but that is a restaurant that I can eat at, which is very rare.
Well, Kevin, next time come up and say hello.
I will, certainly.
Thank you so much, my friend. First-time caller. Oh, we love that. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jimmy. Good night.
You too. Good night. Now, there's Kevin, who sounds like he did everything. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black.
Hi, Debbie from Sacramento.
Hi, Debbie from Sacramento. How are you?
Jimmy, it's been a while since I've been able to listen. I've been really tied up, and I was just now getting to tune in. And the other night, you were saying something about something that happened with Tom DeLonge. I'm so out of the loop. Was something going on with something else that he...
You know, what you should do, Deb, before I get into a big, long thing about that, we're going to discuss it tomorrow night on the show, but go to Stillness of the Storm, and read what Justin has there on it. You can go to Divine Cosmos and read what David's got on it, and then you can also go to my Facebook page. I've got some stuff there too as well. But yeah, it's not a good situation right now. Let's just put it that way. But I would rather have you take a couple of, because there's a lot of information to digest. And go in and read it and just go do a little research. You'll do all of that and then come hang out with us tomorrow night on the show. We'll discuss it a little bit more.
Very good. I'll definitely do that tomorrow. Hey, it sounds like Conscious Life was fantastic, though.
It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. Look, when you go to conferences like this, there is such a huge amount of preparation that you have to go through. There is everything in advance, the normal stuff. Feed the dogs, make sure there's food in the house for the kids, dry cleaning clothes, packing, logistics, the booth, T-shirts, the list is really, 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 really long. And so you go through all of that. Meanwhile, we're still doing Fade to Black every night, right? So we're doing all of that. Finally, you get down and you start the conference, you set up the booth, you this, that, everything that you're going through. And then for me, I'm introducing people. And the first night we had the Ancient Aliens panel. So it was, by the time we got to the Ancient Aliens panel, which started at 8 o'clock that night, Rita and I had already worked for 12 hours, and so now I have another 3 hours of a panel to do, and it was exhausting. What kept everything on pitch was the amount of friends and fans and people and support that were there. It was ginormous, successful, cool, fun. And the adrenaline rush from all of that just kept us getting through every single day. It's a lot of work.
And your coffee.
Yeah. Oh man. And let me tell you something. That Fade to Black cold press in the bottle. Oh man, I almost put them out of business.
Well, I love your story about. I did get to hear your story about the Dr. Pepper in the hotel room. That was a trip.
It really happened. It really happened. And so Rita and I, we were just laughing. It was so much fun to go through. It was like every time I turned my back to get back to Rita, it happened. And just like, it was like right out of the movies, Deb, where something is happening but nobody sees it. But you see it on the screen, but it's happening behind somebody's back on the screen. And we see this all the time in movies, right? But that's what was happening to us. It was really going down like that every time we turned our back, so we never got to see it fall. I wanted to know what it was doing. I wanted to know, was it dancing across the table? Was it sliding across the table? Was it floating in the air? What, you know what I mean? Was it being lifted? You know, I don't know.
Was it teleporting?
Yes, and it was falling in the exact.
It's so crazy. I love it, though. I love it.
It was falling in the exact same spot, straight up. It never fell over. It was like straight up on the floor. It was trippy. Oh man, it was trippy. And then, anyway, I have nothing more to say to the story than the way that I've said it to you. It was every time we turned our back, it fell. Turn our back, fell. Picked it up, turned around, fell. And then I finally just put Jose, the skull. I said, "You're out." Rita goes, "Get him out of this bed." Right? That's it. I'm done. So I put him back in his bag, his velvet bag, and I set him up on the dresser at the foot of the bed. And there, and where he stayed he was like, we put him in the corner. And but yeah, it was so much fun. And if I was by myself, it's just a story. If Rita was by herself, it's just a story. Now, I don't care if people believe me or not, or believe Rita or not. Rita and I were there, and it was a trip. It was a trip. And if there was a nail in the coffin on this story, was next to the bottle that was falling over was another bottle of Dr. Pepper. Right there. Right there. It didn't fall over. Identical. Nothing on the bottom. Nothing wet. Nothing weird. Nothing deformed. Nothing strange. It sat there just like the other bottle, but it would fall. It's just, man, what a great, that's all I got. I'm serious.
That's one of the best stories I've heard in a long time about a paranormal thing. That's crazy. I love it, though.
You know the doofus part, we could have shot video. We should have shot video. We got I know.
Hindsight.
No. I was last night. I was thinking about this story again, and I was like, we could have shot video. Why didn't somebody just grab a camera, cell phone, and just start recording? We didn't. We were just so caught up in the moment, but there you go. Deb, I got to head to a break. Don't be a stranger. Thank you so much.
Yep, I'll do my research and touch base tomorrow night if I get a chance. Thanks, Jimmy.
I know you will. Thank you, Deb.
So take care. Bye-bye.
Have a great night. All right. Now, when we come back after this short break, as promised, the Summer of Love party. Now, the pictures that were just posted, that's me signing, very humbled experience to go through this, signing T-shirts for people. It's pretty cool. So that's what that last shot is. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. When we come back, it's the Summer of Love party and what went down. I'll be right back.
Hey, what up, y'all? It's your girl Vivica Fox here, and you are listening to my boy, Jimmy Church, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Despite popular opinion, reading a book will not make you smarter.
But listening to Jimmy Church will.
So you went to dinner last night, you had your favorite pasta. Ugh. Or maybe you had a heavy, spicy meal and it left you. Ugh. GetTheT.com. Maybe you mowed down a huge steak and your plumbing is all plugged. Ugh. GetTheT.com. Our super strength tea will take care of your occasional. Ugh. It's all organic and non-GMO. Get rid of ugh. We have so many great supplements, but our super tea is number one. GetTheT.com. That's GetTheT.com.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7 with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roasted to the dark side of fade to black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Yes, River Moon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. Go Beckley Teppy.
Hey, can we talk about something serious for a minute? Your age. Getting old has its perks. But remember, being a few years younger, you know, your hair was thicker, you didn't have so many wrinkles, that extra weight wasn't haunting you, and you just felt better. Well, we can't turn back the clocks and go back 10 or 15 years, but you can start feeling and looking 10 or 15 years younger with Nature's Youth RSF. It's a doctor-formulated daily supplement that helps your body maintain its peak performance and fight the aging process. Imagine sleeping better, looking better, and feeling better. See how Nature's Youth RSF has helped thousands of people just like you at nature'syouth.com. nature'syouth.com. The holidays are coming. Imagine how it will feel when your family and friends are asking you what you did to look so good. Your secret will be Nature's Youth RSF. It's time to start looking better and feeling better. Learn more and order your Nature's Youth RSF at nature'syouth.com. That's nature'syouth.com.
It's not a lifestyle we chose. We were born this way. KGRARadio.com.
This is KJCR at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Welcome back to Fade to Black. I do want to remind everybody that this is the last 2 days for the Numana promotion, which is the promo code is Jimmy10, Jimmy 10, and just click on the Numana banners over at JimmyChurchRadio.com. The promotion ends at midnight tomorrow night, and you're going to get 10% off of your order. You're going to get free shipping. You're going to get an autographed Fade to Black t-shirt. You're going to have peace of mind. You are the best food, GMO, MSG free, made in America. This is the only promotion like this that Numana is doing anywhere, just for the Fadernauts. So go and do it now. Tomorrow, February 15th, is the end of that promotion. Okay, now, Summer of Love Party. We're going to talk about this, and it was absolutely incredible. Okay, so just let me say that. And there were things that went down that made it incredible, and we'll get to that part too as well. But this is, I got to give you the backstory as you're looking at these images. The party was Saturday night, and Saturday morning, Rita and I were getting started. Robert Perala comes up to me, you know, the musician, and talk show host and everything else that he does. And I'm retweeting these series of images now. And this is what happened. Robert comes up to me and says, okay, Jimmy, do you think we can get George Noory to sing tonight at the party? I said, okay. Can you talk to him? And I said, yes, I will. And crazy idea, right? Not on the schedule. George, I have no idea. So a few minutes later, I'm with George at his panel, and we're backstage. And I said, George, Summer of Love party tonight. He said, yes. And I said, would you like to get up and sing a couple of songs? Church, what are you talking about? I said, it's this, right? It's that. Okay, all right. I need these two songs. I need this Elvis song and Engelbert Humperdinck. I'm like, okay. All right, find out about that and get back to me. Okay. I go back to Robert. This is an hour later. I find Robert. Robert comes up. So did you talk to George? Yes, I did. Will he do it? Only if we do this Elvis tune and Engelbert Humperdinck, right? And he's like, okay, can you do it? Yeah, I can. I said, don't mess with me. Can you do it? Yes. I go back to George. George says, Jimmy, can they do the songs? They said yes. Jimmy, don't mess with me. Yes, they can. Absolutely, yes. I go back to Robert an hour later. Now we're leading up. Now we're getting close to showtime for the Summer of Love party. And, and Robert again. So this went back and forth like 4 or 5 times. I said, you got it? Robert says yes. I said, okay, I can have George there. I go back to George. I tell him when and where and what time. And like clockwork, I'm walking up to the Summer of Love party, and I walk in, and there's George. And we did a sound check, and we sort of got through it, but the sound check part. Now, okay, so these images are all flying right now. Okay, so there's one. Keep them coming, Rita. Here is Gigi, and he had his moment in the sun, too, as well, because he got to play on stage. That's Gigi playing percussion and drums in the background. So let me get this image up. And so anyway, we get through sound check, and it wasn't good, but it was impromptu stuff. We're talking very, very off the cuff preparation here. But I got up on stage, and I was like, okay, you know what? Let's just do this regardless of anything. And I said, everything's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Let's just go up, guys. Robert's a professional. He knows how to play, and George can sing, and I know, right? Rita, that's funny. That's a funny post. Yeah, Rita's absolutely right. And so we did it. Now, so these images are of George Noory. Rita, keep them coming. I want to get this to fly out of here. These images are of George Noory and Robert Perala singing the first 2 tunes. And then, after that was done, okay, here I am introducing George. Let me retweet this. Oh, man. It was one of those moments, folks. So here I am. I'm introducing George. And I think at this moment, George is literally whispering in my ear, Church, don't mess this up. And it was so much fun. So here I am. I'm introducing George, and then it broke off, man. It was absolutely incredible. Here is George Noory and Robert Perala and Gigi. And in a second, another friend of ours, CG, jumped on stage playing percussion, and he was absolutely incredible. And so we end the first 2 songs. And Rita, post the pics the purple ones. Those are pretty cool. And the other one, anyway, Rita's going to get them all up here. So they end the first 2 songs, and George, and I thought that was it, and it was cool. Jimmy, have you told the story about George singing before? No, because, Wendy, you're having a deja vu because this just happened 2 days ago. I've never had the opportunity to tell this story. It just happened. Yeah, this is an incredible picture here, too, as well. Thank you, Rita. So the first two songs end, and George turns to Robert and goes, "Let's keep this thing going." And I was like, right on. They ended up they did 8 songs, took about maybe a half an hour, and it was mesmerizing, at times excellent, had everybody smiling, and to have something like this, yeah, this is cool too. I don't know who took this picture, but thank you. Oh, I think Eric took this one. This is me introducing them, but I want to get to the other ones of them singing. And so what could have been a crash and burn situation, it was absolutely excellent. Okay, who posted this one? Rita posted this one. This is a good shot. This is me, George, and Robert during sound check going, okay, and talking about songs, and you posted all you had? Okay. Rita, there was one shot that I don't see here of the one of me standing in front of the stage with that face where I am just totally happy. Post that one. That one was pretty cool. Did I miss it here? I'm going. Oh, here it is. I didn't retweet it. Okay, Rita's got them all. And so this picture here of me in front of the stage. Let me get this one. The reason why this is posted, the reason why this picture was taken, come on, go. Okay. The reason why this picture is posted is because Rita took this shot of me just going, "This is off the hook." And I was just so happy. And look at Gigi in the background. And look at Robert. It was just so cool. And it was back-to-back Beatles songs. He did Elvis, Can't Help Falling in Love. They did the Everly Brothers. They did Dreams by the Everly Brothers. And 6 Beatles tunes. It was just incredible. Now, just imagine, there was probably a couple of hundred people at this party, but it was a moment in time. It was a moment in time. And then so right after this, George had to go. By the way, this wasn't on his schedule. And right after this, he came up to me and said, "Church, I got to go, man. Get me out of here." And we ducked out, went through the crowd, and made it to the elevator. And George packed up and said goodnight to Rita and left the hotel. But that was the Summer of Love party. And don't you wish you were there? Check that out. These are amazing, amazing images. I just had so much fun doing this. That was a really, really, really cool night. We periscoped some of it, I believe. I think we did a live feed, so that may be out there somewhere if you guys want to go and search for it. But it was really cool. So we've got a whole collection of these images here. So they'll be up again in our video tomorrow that I'm going to post up on YouTube. And so we're tomorrow on YouTube, as people are listening to this live broadcast right now, and as we go through this, just remember this was a really, really cool moment where George was just going to do these 2 songs, ended up, it was supposed to be 5 minutes, and it turned out to be like half hour, 45 minutes of absolute magic going down. It was so much fun. Now, also in here, I want to give, I've got to mention this. There was a shot here of Serena receiving her award from George Noory. And I want to open up this picture and talk about this for a second in case you were wondering why we posted this up. This is our friend Serena at the George Noory Awards ceremony. And she just got her award, her achievement award. This is Q, who is speaking into the microphone. The Conscious Life Expo is his conference. Okay, he's the boss. He's the man. And for him to give, along with George, Serena this award means a lot, because that woman there, Serena, works so hard all year long. She was on the show with us last week. And when she said, as soon as the conference ends, like right now, right this week, they're already working on the conference for next year. They're already starting preparations for it. And that's how she works tirelessly for Q. And for her to get this recognition is very, very special to all of us that know Serena. And I'm doing this now, and I hope she is listening. But not only does she work hard and never, ever takes her foot off the gas, but she's one of the kindest, smartest people that we know. And she is a very dear friend. She's a talented astrologer. She's an experiencer. Her knowledge of the UFO arena and all that it encompasses is second to none. She is absolutely bright. And here she is receiving this award. So, Serena, thank you for all that you do. I said to her the other day on Facebook, I said, there's so much to say to you, and I can't do it right here, but just thank you. So I'm taking the time to do this now. Yesterday, or the day before, as Rita and I checked out of the hotel, Serena made the time in her busy schedule to come up to our room and sit down with us for about an hour and thank us for everything at the conference. And it's absolutely the opposite. Thank you, Serena. And she sat and she talked to us about her experiences over the weekend with the conference and how it was so special to her. But I just have to say this right now, very publicly. Serena, thank you so much. Q, thank you. And Donna and Diana Maxwell and T and Shima, Alan Steinfeld, Gina, and Matt. I know I'm leaving some names off this list right now, but the entire team that is behind the Conscious Life Expo and what it takes to put this together. To put it in context, they have 3 floors of presentations of rooms. 3, not one, not even one room, 3 floors. Each room has audio and PA systems and everything that it takes for a presentation, projection and screens and computer and audio and video in every single room. They have live streaming all up and down on every floor. The logistics of putting that part of it together, I can't even imagine how all of that is pulled off. There's that. On 3 floors, they have 3 floors of vendors and booths and everything that goes along with that. And it is ginormous. This is not small. The main vendor room there, I have no idea how many vendors are in there. But this is the size of an arena. And all of the logistics that go into that, the electricity and the signage and the this and the drapes, it is huge. And to pull all of this off, then you have flights, you have rooms, you have hotel rooms, you have accommodations for each and every one of these speakers. And to pull all of that off, then you have the food and you have the thing. And then when you're done with that, there's a whole nother division of things that have to be dealt with. And it is a huge thing. When I say 15,000 people, I truly mean that. It is a huge, huge conference. And these two right here, amongst others, but Q and Serena deserve so much thanks for pulling all of this off, like they do every single year, but they did it this year, and it was absolutely incredible. So there you go, Serena. Just a great job. Absolutely fantastic job. All right, let me go back to the photographs here. Let me see what I've got next up from Rita. Okay. So now, okay. Yes, the party was cool. Yeah, George Noory singing, cool. Teresa Yanaros, cool. Jason Quitt, absolutely. Just amazing. William Henry, all the panels. David Wilcock, Corey, good. Linda Moulton Howe, yes, great. David Adair, fantastic. Unbelievable. The Fadernights. And we got together and on Saturday night, and it was Corinne Wilson's birthday. So here we are. This is the image. Well, this is one of many images of the party. Okay? Now, let me get this tweeted out. Corinne's birthday, and I messed with her. Earlier that day, I knew it was Corinne's birthday, but she didn't know that I knew. Okay? All right. So I went up to Corinne in the lobby, just walked up, and she was standing with some friends. And I went up to her. I said, Corinne, come here. I said, something's going on with you. She's like, what? And I put my hand up to her forehead. I hold it above her forehead. I'm moving it around. She's closing her eyes. She lets me do this. And I go, wow, it's your birthday. And her eyes pop open. What? And I just walked away. Left her like that. And I hope she's listening right now because she knows exactly what I'm talking about, how it went down, and how I did it. So I walked away. And so later on that night, Saturday night, when we did the live Periscope and all the Fadernights were there, we got the bar on lockdown, right? We had a birthday party for Corinne. And, yeah, you can't have a birthday party without cake and candles, right? So we got all that set up with the hotel, and I knew it was coming, and there it is. And so she didn't know. She didn't expect it. But that's the beauty of having friends together and the opportunity to do something like this at an event like this. And so anyway, right, I got to stand next to Corinne, and I want you to take a really good look at this picture. That is me hitting the high notes, singing happy birthday. Now, Corinne is laughing because she's hearing my voice in her ear like a broken record. But look at my face. I think I'm singing like Elvis Presley in Aloha from Hawaii via satellite. And I was just in such a great mood, and being able to do that. Rita is off right here, standing next to me, and being able to do this and see Corinne's face was absolutely incredible. So happy birthday, Corinne. I know you're listening right now. It was a magic moment, and just thank you so much. Wow, this is Rita, this fisheye, this one's pretty good too, of the birthday party. And so there you go. That's our recap of the Conscious Life Expo. And here's another shot of the birthday party, and look at Brad Harris. Oh, now really quick, Brad and Michelle, thank you guys so much for being there all weekend and everything that you guys did for us. It was incredible. The amount of work that Brad put in this weekend, taking all of these amazing photographs and putting up with me all weekend, just made life very easy for all of us. And his images are absolutely magical. He is one talented guy. So, Michelle, Brad, thank you guys so much. And your friendship is special. So there you go. These images, half of these images are from Brad and Michelle Harris. Just incredible. These fisheye shots. Brad I'm going to leave you with this before I get out of here. Brad has got the camera bag, right, with all the lenses. And he's always, hey, man, hold on. I got to do the fisheye. He's just like, dude, got to whip out the fisheye. And it's just, he's just such a talented photographer. I saw a bunch of stuff that we may not have gotten up here. We'll do it later in the days and weeks ahead that Brad took. They were just absolutely incredible. We just didn't have the time tonight to get it all done. But there you go. Brad, Michelle, thank you so much. All of the Fadernauts that were there at the Conscious Life Expo, walking around and seeing all of the hats and the shirts and the support from all of you. It's an honor for Rita and I to see that. All of the hard work is worth it at that point. So all of you Fadernauts out there, all of you that were there, you know who you are. Thank you. Okay, and again, Conscious Life Expo, everybody that couldn't make it this year, hopefully after you see this and hear about us, that you will come out and hang out with us next year. Our next event will be Contact in the Desert, and that's coming up June 1st through the 4th. Again, and as far as UFO conferences go, this is the event of the year. It's the biggest, it's the best, and it's spot on UFO. It's all there, and it's all under one roof. For us in the Fadernauts and the way that we do it there, you definitely want to come out and hang out with us all weekend in Palm Springs, California, at the Renaissance Resort and Spa. More on that in the weeks and months ahead. It's coming up here very quick. There you go. Okay, so that's it. Tomorrow night on the show, a very, very special broadcast. It is Richard Dolan. He is going to be here with his analysis of the Richard Doty surprise phone call that came into Fade to Black about 10 days ago, and on Fadernight, and a very controversial phone call. Lots of things were said. They needed to be analyzed. Richard has done it. I have done it. So we're going to break down that phone call tomorrow night live on the show, and also the recent developments with Tom DeLonge. We'll be talking about that as well. So you're not going to want to miss tomorrow night's show. With that, I'm going to get out of here and go spend the rest of my Valentine's Day with Rita. You guys all do the very same thing. Until tomorrow night, just remember, be safe. Fade to Black's executive producer is Rita Kamarian. Show is produced by Hilton J. Palm, Renee, Dennis, and Bob. And I've lost one channel. Oh, there it is. It's back. Announcers are Steve Harder, Gene Vitola, Mark D. Kobar, Webmaster Drew the Geek, music Doug Aldrich, intro Spaceboy, SpaceboyMusic.com. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network, and syndication is KGRA The Planet. This broadcast is owned and copyrighted 2018 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black or the Game Changer Network. Until tomorrow night, Richard Dolan right here. Everybody be safe. Go back, Lee Tappy.